Good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Happy Thursday. Let's get our heads right on Thursday, November 13th. Already halfway through November, man. We are getting close to the end of the year. We are getting close to the Ben and Woods Christmas and holiday extravaganza. And oh, my God, it is every year creeps up on us. And trying to figure out some good, fun stuff to do. We'll be having some tier ones up here to the studio. We're trying to figure all of that out. But if it's the first you've heard of it, we do a 4-hour Christmas show and holiday show, and we celebrate, and we have fun, and we dress up, and we give out stuff, and we raise money for charity and all that. And it's just such a treat to do. But it's a real SOB to put together. It really is. Every year you try to raise the bar. And that's really where my head is at right now, kind of thinking about that. And then I get hit this morning from the little busy work beaver over there, Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program.
Whoa.
Right?
Just the messenger.
Sometimes they say don't shoot the messenger. I just shot you right in the knee.
You didn't do anything.
Paulie hits me with the busy work right before we're coming on the air. And my head's not in it. It's not right. And he's ruined my morning, just so you know. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. You don't mind busy work. You like busy work. I do not.
I was hit with the same busy work that you were. I put my nose to the grindstone for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
And got it done without the moaning and complaining that you do.
That's fair. But when I get my head.
Thank you, Ben.
When my head is focused on the Christmas show, for which, let's be honest, you don't do much on the Christmas show. That's where I need to stay in that arena. I don't need to be sweeping up and cleaning up. I need to stay in the arena where we battle. You don't need me out there sweeping the floors, the busy work. I leave that to others. So very upset this morning. Paulie, tell everybody what I have to do now. I'm furious with this. I'm furious. I can't stand this. This to me, and I know it's not Paulie's fault. It's not Ben's fault. Here's what it is. This is what bosses do sometimes. They look around, they go, I got not much going on for myself. What can I do? What can I get these guys doing something, right? Let's get them doing something. Mm-hmm. Something. Let's update something. Let's lift the cash register up. Let's clean underneath it. Any married man also knows. Very, very. This happens in your home quite a bit. Married man, put in your day's work, whatever it is. You finish up in your task list. You sit down on the couch. You go, let's watch Rams Bills. Oh, no. I didn't tell you. We're cleaning out the garage today. We're polishing suitcases today. We're cleaning the garage door. Have you, when's the last time you cleaned your hubcaps? These kind of things, the busy work stuff. That's what makes me nuts. So I think our boss was looking around and he goes, you guys aren't doing S right now. Let's have them update some of these old promos. What? Why now? Why not at the end of the year?
You do realize that when we divide things into the two columns, Woods is not a diva and Woods is a diva. This is going clearly into column B right now.
I mean, would a diva say, let me take the lion's share of the responsibility for our biggest show? Would a diva do that? Or would a diva just walk in morning of and be like, what are we doing?
I'm not saying that
how's that
divas
work?
Can't do a lot of work. They do, I'm sure. But you like all your work to be focused on the creative.
Correct.
And not the procedural. But sometimes everybody needs to do a little procedural work. You call it busy work.
It's busy
but
work.
Someone has to do it.
Shouldn't be me. That's what I'm saying. My wife says you're showing yourself. I understand that.
Yeah, we haven't.
I've always been myself.
We haven't even said what you have to do.
All right, let's play it for them.
This has been 6 minutes of ranting for, wait for it, 21 seconds of work. Maybe 22.
I think what made me the most mad is that old boy over here to my left
came in with his homework done.
Old Four Eyes over here says to me, he goes, Oh, I did mine already, but I did not do yours for you. I go, what?
So don't cheat off my answers.
Don't cheat off my paper.
I lived
think
through that in high school already. We're not going down that road again.
this sucks, dude. This sucks.
I'm not helping the cool kids get their homework done anymore.
So we have, you guys know what these, what do you call them?
Legal IDs.
Legal IDs. All right. Play one.
We are legally obliged
Yeah.
to play these at the top of the hour to identify our station call letters, where we're located every hour on the hour because of the Federal Communications Commission.
Okay.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Everybody needs a little time to warm up. That's why we ease into each show with a little foreplay at 6 a.m. Tune in to Ben and Woods weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, if you've been listening to 97.3 The Fan for any period of time, you've heard that countless times because, Paulie, how long have we been playing those?
I mean, every day since we've been every day for the last 50
4 or
years.
5 years.
How long have they been doing that?
Those specific ones have been
we have 4 legal IDs
rotating every hour for 4 years.
Yeah,
Something like that.
5.
Hey,
Maybe.
5 years.
How are the ratings last month? What share did we get? Oh, a 13? Wow, that's pretty good. If it ain't broke, what are we fixing it for? My car's running great. I think I'm going to take my transmission out of it and put a new transmission in. Makes sense.
Wouldn't you like out there, tier ones, to hear something different every once in a while?
They do hear something different. That's why they listen to Ben and Woods every day.
At the top of the hour, though, over those 15 seconds.
I'm really principled on this matter. I really am.
So.
All right. What if I just take what I used to say and flipped it a little bit? So it would sound something like, wait, how did that one start?
It's whatever you want. I need 12 seconds of a liner, and
What do I say?
5 of those seconds are that's Ben and Woods weekdays from 6 to 10.
How
on
can someone
San Diego's
obsessed with
#1
creativity not have enough creativity to come up with
4
one
seconds.
12-second line?
I can't do it, man. I'm panicked. I'm panicked. David says I only listen because of those station ID clips.
I get it.
Yes.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
You won't find a better community of radio listeners anywhere. Join our Tier 1s to talk Padres, baseball, and more on Ben and Woods, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
All right,
So,
I'm
like,
just gonna flip his. We have the best audience on the planet, the Tier 1s. Make sure to tune in to Ben and Woods on 97.3thefan.com. What? How does it go? Just write it out for me so I can just read it, please. I'm begging you.
You're asking me to do your homework for you.
I am.
Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
6
on
to 10
San
a.m.
Diego's #1 sports
San
station.
Diego's #1 sports
97.3
station,
The Fan.
97.3 The Fan.
Now do it again cleanly.
Okay. Did you say in yours? I can't even remember.
Just come up with something. You
Like
don't have
what?
you don't have to do the same one. Just because we're saying freshen it up, that doesn't mean literally say the same thing. Like, there's probably 30 of those spots that run. They rotate throughout the day. There's some of them have Padres players. Some of them have Gwynn and Chris.
I'm pretty good on my feet. I can't think of anything. I literally can't think of one.
You each are responsible for 2 out of the 40, 50 of them that run. I need 2 each.
How about this one? Yes, I will make it spooky, Dominic. Ooh. I have no idea what to say. None whatsoever.
May I?
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready, Polly? 3, 2, 1. As Padres fans, sometimes you just have to laugh. We talk plenty of Padres and deliver a few laughs, too, on Ben and Woods. Join us weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Is it that hard? No. You can't look.
That was perfect. 12 seconds exactly.
I got nothing, man.
That will absolutely work.
He's got his. That's one of his done. The master at work, KG says, yeah. I mean, I'm lost. This is like creatively, I'm spent.
May I?
Sure.
Polly, 3, 2, 1. We try not to let things get too serious in the morning, except when we're talking about the Padres. Wake up with Ben and Woods, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Ben's kicking your butt.
Yeah. I crank some hog with us on 97.3 The Fan. I hate these, man. I hate them. You have no idea. And Paulie hits me with it right before I have to go on the air. Squirrely says, have Nathan do your spot, Woodsy. Well, we've got some bad news. Nathan is no longer with the company.
I didn't hear this news.
Yeah, he left.
Oh,
he's out. Maybe driving from Murrieta every day was not conducive to a good lifestyle. But I don't know if he got another gig. I mean, look, we had our chances here. We could have hired him.
You can ask AI to write this for you. You could ask the tier ones in the chat. Come up with a 12-second script for Woods to read.
A real one. A real one.
Riverside, he will read it. You can be proud every time at the top of the hour you hear your work live here on 97.3 The Fan.
So, all right. We have the best audience on the planet, the tier ones. Make sure to tune in to Ben and Woods on 97.3thefan.com. What? How does it go? Crank some hog with us on 97.3 The Fan. Just write it out for me so I can just read it.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
I'm begging you to let that one through. I'm begging you. I'm absolutely begging you. Yeah. Mike Schultz was basic because we handed him a piece of paper and all he had to do was go, hi, you're listening to Padres radio. Nobody's handing me a sheet of paper. You wanted Mike focused on winning games.
Craig Stammen's probably already done his. Adam probably gave him a line and he's already done it.
Sure he did.
Give me a line and I'll read it verbatim. I will read it verbatim. I hate this thing, man. I hate busy work. I hate it. 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 I don't know where to go from here. I'm very upset.
As lost as it can be.
When I tell you guys that my brain just shorts out when it's time to come up with one of these, I'm telling you, I'm like, I can come up with so much stuff. But when it comes to this is when I just panic. I get flummoxed.
Purple says he already heard Craig Stammen's on the air yesterday.
This is Craig Stammen. Yeah, they hand him a piece of laminated paper. Cole says, I feel like busy work would have to be something that keeps you busy, not a 12-second task. Cole, again, if I didn't have to come up with it, it would be a 12. I could do this thing, and I'm a one-take Jake, dude. If you hand me the thing, I'll read it, and I'll crush it. But the fact that I got to now go home and pour over my brain and sit there and go, sometimes we like
to avoid actually thinking.
We like to have fun in the mornings, and that's okay. Trust us. You won't hear beat writer interviews here. Also, we don't take phone calls because we hate them. Listen to Ben and Woods on 97.3thefan.sd.com. I don't know why I continue to say the website either, but we don't do the website. Yep. So I just need Ben, if you could just write those out.
At least they nailed it.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
We have the best audience on the planet, the tier ones. Make sure to tune in to Ben and Woods on 97.3thefan.com. Crank some hog with us on 97.3 The Fan. Just write it out for me so I can just read it.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
I love it.
Not bad.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I just also feel like it's one of those things where it's like, hey, man, we got all this stuff going on, and I just feel like it's that thing what the boss does. You guys know what it's like when the boss is like, hey, can you guys refresh the promo? Like, let's keep our eye on the prize. The prize is good content.
I don't think once every 4 years is that.
I think those work so well. If I could understand if our ratings were slipping, they're not. If it ain't broke, why are you messing with it? Why are you messing with the machine? The machine is cranking right now. Well, 97.3, the machine was not cranking. That's why we're here, actually.
I think Elisa nails it. She says it's like having to record an outgoing voicemail message for work when you go on vacation, but
right?
You have to do it.
I know.
Someone else isn't going to do it for you.
Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. All right. Ready, Pauline? Come join the Tier 1s from 6 to 10 a.m. and listen to us talk Padres baseball and a smorgasbord of other topics on 97.3 The Fan.
Need a little bit longer.
You're going to have to say something like...
other topics with Ben and Woods, 6 to 10 a.m. Oh, you already said that one.
Yeah.
Weekdays, San Diego's number one
switch to
station.
6 to 10 at the end, and you'll be fine.
All right, here's a good one. Get your head right. Listen to Ben, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, and me and Paulie on Ben and Woods from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday on 97.3 The Fan.
You're getting closer. You should probably say who you are. Stephen Woods.
Oh, I did. I
And
just
say weekdays from 6 to 10 on
See what I
San
mean?
Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. That's how you get an extra couple of seconds.
All right, get your head right. Listen to Ben and Woods, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, and me on Ben and Woods. I can't do this. I'm done. I'll do it later. And by do it later, I won't do it.
Would you like me to amuse you for a couple of minutes
Please,
after
yes,
all of
I
this?
am. Gator Padre says, I'm already sick of these promos. How do you think I feel, buddy? But I got two really good ones sitting there. They're great.
So yesterday, right after the show, I had to deal with some car trouble. My coolant had started leaking out of my engine, which I'm told is bad because if you lose your coolant, your engine will overheat and burn up and ruin your car. So put some extra coolant in to get it up to the dealership where I take my car all the way up to Carlsbad.
So wait, you had to put coolant in here?
I did. I had it in the parking lot. I had a
You know how to do coolant?
tank. Yes, I had a
funnel?
bottle of coolant. No, it's just splashed it all around. No funnel, but I got it in there. Yeah, just trying to steady hand it. I steady handed it. I put some coolant in, and instead of driving, the 10 minutes down to Channel 10 like I usually do, I drove 45 minutes up to Carlsbad to drop off my car. They were very quick and professional, got me in, said, we do have a loaner car for you. Just give us a few minutes. I waited about 30 minutes, finally got my loaner car. Guy said, we'll take a look at it. And he said, you got everything you need. I did. I grabbed my glasses. I grabbed my phone out of my car, my garage door opener, which I always forget, but I grabbed that too.
Nice.
Get in my loaner car, start driving back to Channel 10. I get to, around the 52 freeway, Curdy Mesa, when I realize.
Oh, don't say it.
I left my laptop in the backseat of my car.
Oh, my God.
For work,
so
which I can't
forgetful.
do my work without my laptop. So get off the freeway, drive back another 35 minutes back up to Carlsbad to get my laptop out of the car, then turn around and drive all the way back down to Channel 10 to do the rest of my day. In all, I could have driven to Yuma, honestly, yesterday, going back and forth, up and down the 5 and the 805 all morning long because I am an idiot.
You are very forgetful.
And the reward for all of that was at about 4 o'clock yesterday, getting a video from my technician of coolant streaming out of something called a.
I wrote it down.
See, I forgot it here. It is a oil gasket housing.
It's made up.
That's what I think. The oil filter housing gasket is no longer functioning, and the repair estimate is $3,313.67 plus tax to replace it.
Between that
Oil
and the
filter
$800 shirt you told us about, that's a hell of a couple of days.
Housing gasket. It does sound made up, doesn't it? I mean, the good news is he does have a coupon online for 20% off with a maximum savings of $150 that we can put toward those repairs.
That ain't nothing.
It's a head gasket.
The housing gasket. Is that a real thing?
Benny says it's not made up. And then Tim says you're scammed for sure.
Sounds bad. And if you think I'm crowdsourcing a better price out there,
he is.
Maybe.
Hey, heading down to Little Italy with the wife. Anybody know any good free parking? Maybe a free meal? God, it's embarrassing, this town. Embarrassing. See that stuff all the time. All right. What if I replace your gasket for you and you write my lines for this? Deal? Okay. Let me at that thing. I bet I could crush it.
Ben, yours worked, by the way. You're done. You're good to go.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
off
good
the
to
hook.
go.
He's off the hook?
I'm
Great.
done.
I will say that one doesn't necessarily affect the other, but you are very forgetful. I remember one time we all went to play golf. It was me, Paulie, you, and I believe it was your dad. And Paulie and I got there and we're BSing with your dad. And he's like, and your dad is, he's ready to go. When he's ready to go, he's ready to go. That man can walk a golf course in 45 minutes. 12-foot putt, it's yours. Take it, Woodsy. Really, it's for birdie. I don't care. Great.
All right.
That's 4 birdies today. So we're
We're
standing there kind of milling around the tee box. And his dad's like, where's Ben? And I go, oh, I don't know. I think he had to go home and get his shoes or his clubs or something. Homeboy here shows up, opens the trunk. We watch him, and then shuts the trunk. I go, where are you going? He said, I forgot my shoes. And you had to go back to your house and get your golf shoes.
I think my problem is I am very routine oriented.
Oh, yeah.
And as long as I stay within my routine, great.
It's the curveball.
But once a curveball comes in, like a car change, all of a sudden, I don't have a process in my brain to do this, check everything. On my normal day, I'm fine. I don't really forget anything. But once something comes out of the ordinary, out of the routine, it does tend to flummox me.
Can I give you a tip?
Sure.
So on those days that you know that you're going to have something that's out of the ordinary, what I like to do, and it's getting harder the older I get. I used to be very strong with the old mental checklist, and I would sometimes actually verbalize it to say, I would drive in my car and be like, don't forget your baseball bag, dropping your car off for service, right? It's always that. Don't forget your work key thing. Don't forget your wallet. Don't forget your AirPods. Don't forget your water jug. All the things I have to have. I would say it out loud. Now I'm to the point where I just put it in my phone. Like if I know I've got this coming today, I'm going to drop my car off at noon. And I will set an alert or an alarm and I will say, get this, because I'm old now.
But you have to think of everything. I did that on the way, thinking, okay,
and then
garage door opener. I went through my checklist of everything that I could see.
If you wrote it down, though.
I even took my golf clubs out of the back in case I was going to play like this weekend. I was smart about everything. But the last thing I did, just as I left work, I just threw my backpack in the back like I always do.
Instead of putting it in the front seat.
I did not think about that as I got in to the car going, oh, I forgot I just put that in at the last minute.
My wife actually says the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
She's not wrong here. She's actually not wrong. I do forget things. I do, but the mental checklist is something that's important.
Just type it right into your phone.
Oh, I was like, what is that? Is that a new sound that we're getting? So 30, how much? $3,000?
That's what they've quoted. I have yet to authorize repairs. I could always pull it out and go somewhere else.
That's the worst bit of all time. Who's ever done that?
I don't know. Does anyone ever do that once it's in the shop? Does anyone say, no, you know what?
Sounds good.
I do know how to put more coolant in. I can get it somewhere else. Leaky and all.
You could just put more coolant in every day.
That's true. The coolant's fairly cheap.
It is.
You get a $15 jug of coolant, and just every time I hop in the car. The problem is if you've just been driving, you try to open that thing is hot.
Yeah.
That thing is bubbling and hot.
Yeah,
so you have to make sure the car cools down a little bit before you fill up the coolant tank.
It is a hot one. You shouldn't have grabbed your golf clubs because you will not be playing any golf. It is about to dump rain
Apparently
on San Diego, like 2 inches in the next 5, 6, 7 days or something. So we'll strap in for that. We'll set the menu
Everyone
for the
wants to know
program.
what car I drive. It is a 2019 BMW X3.
Whoa,
Jeez.
With 110,000 miles on it.
Easy.
Check out the big
A
wallet
nice
on Ben.
but somewhat older car.
Yeah. Man. Wow. I have the same problem with my BMW, Paulie. How about you?
My Porsche.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the quote that I got last week.
Are you a high roller if you have a car with over 100,000 miles on it? I don't know how. No matter how nice the car is, if it's got over 100,000 miles on it, you're not necessarily a baller.
A baller.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to be because you're probably gonna have to buy a new car.
Apparently.
So yeah. Sorry about that.
Shall we move on with our day? All right,
Let's.
let's wrap things up. We will check traffic. We'll come back. We'll set the menu for the Throwback Thursday edition of Ben and Woods. We'll tell you, got one of our
good ones.
Got our favorite guest, one of our favorite guests coming on the program today. We'll let you know all about it coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. However, first, if I wanted to leave said 2019 BMW X3 to one of my children and make it their problem in the future, I could do so by going to trustandwill.com, setting up a simple will, and leaving some possessions that I'd like to bequeath to others. Or if I want to get a little more involved, same process online. I can set up a trust to take care of my family, help them avoid probate court, and get my assets to them efficiently and without the very expensive process of probate court after I'm gone.
Yeah, from all I understand about probate court, it is not something that you want to have to go through ever. So go to trustandwill.com, use the code radio20 when you check out, and they're going to give you 20% off your trust or will. Take great care of you, make it really simple to do it. So guys, don't put it off any longer. I mean, it's a great time of year to do it. In that the year is ending. It's one of those things you can knock out before the end of the year. feel really good going into 2026.
That's what we did last year. We knocked it out, had some peace of mind this year. That's what it's all about. I mean, you're going to be gone when someone uses it, but having the peace of mind while you're still here is worth a fortune. So why not get it done? Avoid the lawyer's office, avoid the expense. Just go to trustandwill.com. Use code radio20 at checkout for 20% off your trust or will at trustandwill.com.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
when are you going to authorize them to? Because you could authorize them now, and your car could be done by the time our show's over. But you're going to. Are you really
Well,
out
I don't
there?
think they're open yet, but
I bet service is open in 20,
probably talk to
20
the
minutes.
talk to the guy as soon as the show's over at 10 o'clock.
You're going to talk to him?
The nice thing is I do have a loaner, a complimentary loaner, which is nice.
I'm gonna ream that thing out. I'll tell you that right now.
Do you have a place that you bring your car, or do you bring it to the dealership?
I have both.
Service?
I have a local mechanic that I do some of the work at, and then I also take the car to the dealership for diagnostics and some of the simple work. It's actually fairly. I've found them to be quite affordable for most things. This is the first time I've ever had the jaw drop and go, how much?
Now
what?
I've gone to the dealership once since I bought my new car, and it was just for the routine oil. They're like, oh, it's a complimentary or whatever, and I still ended up paying a couple $100. And then I went for the next oil change, and it was the Woodsy special. It was like a $300 oil change. And I'm like,
it's the best.
Yeah, I'm going to Valvoline next time.
I will say they talked me into. Well, they didn't even talk me into it, and maybe I'm gullible, but I did the unlimited oil change thing a couple of years ago because I drive a lot.
Yeah, you do,
and I do maintain my car because I like it to last a long time. So I take it in quite often for oil changes on the house just to keep it going, and I don't have to pay for them there because I did the buy it for $300 now, and we'll just keep changing the oil. It's like, okay, that's like an $80 thing every single time. So I've already really, I think
you're in the plus
for the number of oil changes I've gotten from it. So I do go there for that, and then they'll check some of the other things while they're there. Simple, and I've never really had a problem with it.
Now, the coolant thing, though. Now, your son had the exact same thing happen to
totally
his
different.
car. It wasn't a rat that chewed through the.
No, I don't think a rat chewed through my oil housing gasket.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Are you infested with rats? Is what I want
That's
to
possible.
know.
It is rodent season, I believe, in the fall in San Diego.
All right.
It's called my pest control company first. I guess, see what's going on.
Have him take a look under the hood. See what's going on.
All right, here's what we've got coming up on the program today. We will start with some Padres talk, including some somewhat breaking news last night from Kevin Acee in the Union Tribune. Fernando Tatis Jr. will not be traded. And I'd hope everyone remembers that you did hear that on this program from hosts with brains first, after some national conversation that Fernando Tatis Jr. might be on the trade block this offseason. The Padres are denying that. We'll go through
Are we giving
what Kevin
Bob
reported.
Nightingale too much credit now? Like,
no
we do this every year.
He's definitely wrong, apparently, and we will discuss why he is wrong and what the Padres are saying, at least anonymously, to Kevin Acee at the general manager's meetings coming up here. 7 o'clock, let's get to some Throwback Thursday clips early. Paulie's very excited. I am kind of dreading it, not my favorites. From some past funny moments on Ben and Woods on a Throwback Thursday. But we'll do that in our 7 o'clock hour. Scott Boras surprised us with a little early punnage in the offseason at the GM meetings. I thought he usually waits until the winter meetings with a bigger audience.
I thought so,
in
too.
December, but he jumped right into it
just
yesterday.
Well, sometimes when you have a really good bit, you don't want to wait. You want to get that bit out there, and sometimes it's the right decision. Sometimes it's not. Now, here's the problem. When they go to the winter meetings, nobody wants to hear these. We've already heard them. He talked about his biggest guys as well. He talked about the big dogs that he's got.
Pete Alonso.
Yeah, Pete Alonso, Tarek Skubal, Dylan Cease, all the big dollar items. He's already burned through all of his puns. And we'll have those for you. He does that. Yeah, we know he does it every offseason. He usually waits to the winter meetings, but he can't say the phrase that I want to. You know what I'm saying. He arrived a little bit early on this one and laid it all
Premature
out.
Punaculation.
Premature. Yes.
Hey, it happens.
Punaculation. It does. It happens to a lot of guys. Not me, but it happens to other guys.
Coming up at 8:35, one of our favorite guests. We'll talk some baseball offseason with us. Chris Rose from the Chris Rose rotation.
I don't think he does
various media outlets. I always have to ask him exactly what are your jobs right now, because he's the modern media man who works for multiple entities and for himself as well. And you always have to keep up with what Chris Rose is doing.
He's so good.
Always so good.
And remember, too, he is a massive Cleveland Guardians fan. And I wanted to get his take on everything that's going on with Emmanuel Clase, Luis Ortiz, all of that. And I know he'll have a lot to say about that. But yeah, I saw him the other day on NFL Network, just crushing. NFL highlights. He's so good.
Get his thoughts on Craig Stammen hiring as well with the Padres. Remember, Stephen Vogt, very freshly minted former player, takes over as manager of the Guardians, wins back-to-back Manager of the Year awards in the American League. So a little precedent there. Obviously he wasn't a relief pitcher, but there certainly is a success story based on a former player with no coaching or managerial experience jumping right into it.
Baseball Today.
Baseball Today is what he's doing right now?
Is what it's called with Trevor
Still with
Plouffe.
John Boy, though, right?
Yeah, still with John Boy. And then in March of 25, he began hosting a new show titled Dugout Discussions with Chris Rose. So he does those. He works for John Boy and works with Trevor Plouffe on Baseball Today.
We'll also have our regular features, including Don't Do This, Take on Woods, chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. Oh, no, wait, it's real or fake because it's Throwback Thursday.
That's right.
Still a chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. Biggest fan contest at 9 o'clock, Rydell Report, and we've got some tickets to give away to Saturday's big SDSU Boise State first place showdown at Snapdragon Stadium. So busy Thursday. We will start with the Padres news from the winter or the GM meetings coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This traffic report is served up by Manny Sedano Ford and their Black Friday savings all month long. Crash clearing on northbound 805 right before the 15. It's over the right shoulder. Further north in the 805 University off-ramp, got a stalled vehicle blocking the right lane of that ramp. Also stall reported eastbound 8 Mission Gorge. It's over to the right shoulder. South 5 coastlines past the 78. Stalled truck pulling a trailer. It's over to the right shoulder. Black Friday savings are here all month long at Manny Sedano Ford. Drive away in a tough new 2025 Ford F-150 for just $395 a month, or hit the trails in a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend for only $275 per month. Visit SedanoFord.com for details. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It was Bob Nightingale in USA Today who kind of started this whole thing when he, off-season content, trying to just put together a list of players, who could be trade targets in the offseason. And by including Fernando Tatis Jr. on the list, I believe things started to spin a little bit out of control. Because
every year, though.
Once someone in the national media, quote unquote, reports it, and I don't even know that Bob ever had a source saying, I don't think he did. He was just looking at, his own baseball knowledge. You go, yeah, Padres, they're smaller market. That's the one contract they can move. They probably would like to save some money. Let's put Fernando Tatis Jr. on my list. But once he reports it, then you've got bloggers who write about it, and it starts just growing, just continuing to build upon itself until it feels like it's a story.
Yeah.
Like the Padres are actively shopping Fernando Tatis Jr. when no one actually ever said that or asked them about it, but then it's now a thing. And once it's a thing, the team kind of needs to respond to it. And that's what happened last night.
Why? And Darren Smith made this point too. Why not put your name on it? Why not? No, John Seidler says, absolutely not. Eric Grupner, AJ Preller. Why doesn't it was anonymous. Like it was in Kevin Acey's piece. Why not? Like, why wouldn't you? If I'm AJ Preller, ask me. Hey, Woodsy Preller.
Hey, Woodsy Preller.
Hey.
Are you planning on trading Fernando Tatis Jr. this offseason as Bob Nightingale intimated?
No.
There you go.
Why not? Why not?
My answer to that would be, then you're just spending all day, all night, all offseason responding to every.
You just answered it.
No, but what about the next one? Oh,
what next one?
Whatever trade rumor that pops up.
No.
You just kind of have a policy of not generally responding to these.
No.
But sometimes the answer is maybe. And then that just spins everything else out. In this case, though, the answer is no.
I know Darren talked to Dennis Lynn yesterday, and Dennis Lynn said, I really wouldn't worry about it this offseason, but who's to say down the road? Now, he's got a full no trade clause until, I believe it's after the 2028 season or at the beginning of the 2028 season, he can then have his list. You know how they have the list of the teams he will or won't play? I don't know if it's will or won't. You can list up to 10 teams that you cannot be traded to. So he has that in 2028. Yeah, man, there's going to be a time where maybe this team explores it. I don't think it's in this window of, man, well, we just heard all of them say we just made the playoffs again, second year in a row. We're going to try to make the playoffs again and win a World Series. It just doesn't make any sense. It never did.
We don't know what external factors may be impacting the Padres in the future. I'm never going to say that they will never trade Fernando Tatis Jr. That would be foolish.
Yeah.
But for this offseason, knowing where the franchise is, what their current goals are, the fact they're trying to put a competitive team on the field, which they have been doing the last few years, and they still have star players in their prime, it never made any sense for them to even entertain it. And that's what, Kevin Acee reported. Quote, "We're not trading Tatis," one Padres source said emphatically on Wednesday. Also, multiple team sources said over the past 2 days, the idea of moving their all-star right fielder was not even discussed internally or with other teams this offseason.
Perfect. Move on, Bob. Thanks for that. Fun. It's always the best, too. It actually is. Like, once they're not trading him, it is fun to watch the other teams' fans twist themselves into pretzels going, well, what could we, would the Padres take, Spencer Jones and this guy and that guy for Fernando Tatis Jr. And, the Red Sox fans are going, oh, what if we gave him, Rafaela and Jarren Duran and blah, 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 blah. No, it's a complete waste of time. You're spinning your wheels.
Yeah. David J points it out that carries him to when he's got 10-5 rights,
10-5,
which
which
automatically
means
confer no trade rights. So he's going to be around as long as he wants to be
around.
As long
as he wants to be.
Now, we've seen players with no trade clauses get talked into being traded at some point. It just doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes for a guy to remain if he doesn't like the direction a franchise is heading for the future, would look for greener pastures, a fresh start somewhere else. It does happen that players waive their no trade clauses.
Sure, absolutely.
Financially, you can be incentivized to do so, but no one's going to do that now. No one wants that to happen. Now, a little nugget in this piece by Acee as well that I had forgotten about was that had the Padres not signed Fernando Tatis Jr. to the massive contract extension that they did in 2021, this would have been the offseason that he would have hit free agency. He had played out, team control, arbitration. This would have been his big offseason where he would have been the prize of the offseason free agent market.
Mama.
And the interesting thing is, coming off a good, but not MVP, season, there would have been lots of interest, obviously, in Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
He would have gotten a huge contract, but the speculation is wouldn't have gotten like a 14-year deal like he did, or even like a 9-year, whatever's remaining. He would have had to taken a shorter deal, maybe with some opt-outs. Would have been big money, obviously, no doubt about it, over probably $30 million a year. But it may not have been the best season for him to hit free agency. Uncertainty coming up with labor negotiations, later this year and everything that goes along with that. Maybe he was smart to get the deal done when he did back in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never know. I think, that was a deal that I think you look at it right now and you go, man, actually works out really well for the Padres because, today would have been.
Maybe both sides.
Yeah, maybe both sides. It's a good point. But yeah, look, it's always nice to hear that because I do think we does it have to be said they're a better team with Fernando Tatis Jr. on it. Breaking news here on Ben and Woods this morning.
Every team would be.
Yeah.
Even if he hit like 250 with 12 home runs.
Yeah.
Honestly, the level of defense and what he can do on the base paths makes him a very valuable player for any team. The fact that he can hit 280, 290 and hit 30, hopefully plus home runs in the future. Didn't quite get there this year, but he's got it in him. Makes him a potential MVP type player.
Yep.
Acee went on at the end to say that in the course of their dealing this winter, the Padres may well trade one of a core player. And he brings up Jake Cronenworth and Gavin Sheets as intriguing options for clubs based on club control and affordability. Gavin Sheets was a name I brought up early in the offseason as a potential trade chip the Padres could use.
Sell high?
We don't know if it's selling high or not.
Feels like it.
You're selling at value. There is value now with what Gavin Sheets did, with his control, with his affordability that makes him an attractive trade piece, especially for smaller market teams that are looking for affordable power. It's not a lot of affordable power out on the market. He is someone that you can dream on, at least, is going, hey, we can pick him up. We don't have to pay him a ton. We play him every day. He could hit us 20 to 30 home runs and do it cheaply. There are teams out there like the Kansas City Royals that would go, that's exactly what we're looking for.
Don't we need 20 to 30 home runs?
We do, but we also need pitching, and we need it pretty badly. And if there is a way to address a pitching need, which could be more expensive than, finding the next Gavin Sheets, then you may have to explore that in this offseason.
But you have
there are teams willing to deal with.
You have him. You have him for cheap.
If you believe Gavin Sheets that this was just a taste, and that next season
can be better,
he's going to be even better. He's going to hit 30 home runs. You don't trade him. If you think you know what? We squeezed a lot out of Gavin Sheets this year. I don't know if he's going to be able to duplicate that next year. Let's trade now and see what we can get and see if we can find the next Gavin Sheets and move on. Then you have to decide. That's what being a general manager is all about. Evaluating your own players against the possibility of other players you might be able to acquire and making it all fit together on a 26-man roster.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense for me. I mean, I would be fine absolutely with what you got Gavin Sheets for, rolling him back out there to hit, perfect bench bat, as Joe says, bat that can start 3 or 4 days a week, hits you some home runs, had a really good season for you, a nice bounce back and something to build on. Yeah, he doesn't cost you anything at all. I mean, he really just doesn't cost you anything. His contract is dirt cheap. So you can get 20 home runs out of Gavin Sheets with what you're paying him. Done. No reason to trade him other than you need to bolster your rotation. So look, you're not going to be able to trade a bunch of scraps for a front line, even a 3 or 4, a 5 starting pitcher. You're going to have to spend money in free agency. You're going to have to get super creative like you did with Nick Pivetta last year, who, by the way, got some Cy Young votes last night, I saw, which is awesome. But yeah, man, you have decent pieces right now, And I think Gavin Sheets is one of those pieces. And like trading Jake Cronenworth, okay, had a pretty good year for you last year, can play multiple positions. He only makes $11 million a year, doesn't break the bank. But if you find somebody that's willing to give up a lot for Jake Cronenworth, sure, you got to look at it.
Well, we saw the report yesterday from Robert Murray that the Padres are interested in bringing back Luis Arraez as well. It's that same trio of guys who sort of play the same positions.
Right.
In Sheets, Arraez, Cronenworth. First, second, DH first. You can't necessarily make that work. You have other needs to fill. 2 of those 3 players can be on your team, definitely. All 3 of them, once again, you have a bit of a logjam, and you're not addressing other needs. And while Gavin Sheets is very affordable, think about it this way. If you have to fill 2 spots in your starting rotation with free agent pitchers, that could cost you 30, 40, 50 million per on contracts just to get, Nick Pivetta types. And there's no guarantee they're going to pitch as well as Nick Pivetta did, but you're going to try, but that's still expensive. If you can trade those for guys who are making, $8 and $12 million this year, and you fill that for 20 instead of 80 or 90, in a way, Gavin Sheets just saved you $70 million by trading him rather than keeping him. Yes, you'll have to go out and find some power, but guess what? That's all that money that you didn't spend on starting pitching in free agency that you can possibly go out and find a bat and apply it toward that.
I don't know that they think that way, to be honest with you.
That's exactly how that's how all general managers think.
What's
the best way we can buy as much good players for the least
little amount of money?
Possible?
No, but I'm saying the opportunity cost, essentially what you said of trading Gavin Sheets away, then having to replace the 20 home runs. But I also you just said, so you're thinking you could trade Gavin Sheets for pitching?
Possibly.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I say he's so cheap, he's so affordable, he's such a good fit here. Why mess with it?
That's a very valid argument as
well.
Why?
There's no reason to. And then this whole, let's just go find 20 or 30 home runs. I've heard that bit before.
You did last year.
I heard it last year. That first baseman, everybody finds a first baseman.
Sheets,
20 or 30.
Him.
There he is.
They did.
Let's trade him now.
All right, when we come back, how about a little Throwback Thursday?
Oh, boy.
Sal Powell returns. Coming up
next.
I
look forward to it every year.
On 97.3 The Fan. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables, November 22nd and 23rd. Find sports cards, Pokemon, memorabilia, and more. Visit sdcollectibles.com for info. That's sdcollectibles.com. Now, don't do this coming up. We're going to give away some SDSU football tickets a little bit later in the program. Obviously, biggest game for San Diego State, Woods, I don't know, in several years. Winner takes sole possession of first place in the Mountain West, has the inside track to hosting the Mountain West championship game and winning the conference title, obviously.
Football.
Yes,
Right.
Loser may miss out on the conference championship game entirely because 2 losses, not have the tiebreakers. It's an absolutely immense game for San Diego State football and Sean Lewis. Like maybe the pivot game of his entire tenure as head coach. He wins. Things continue to blossom for Sean Lewis. San Diego State football is reborn heading into the Pac-12. He loses. You lose any momentum you started building this year. Fans go, yeah, that's what we thought. So long with that program. Let's focus on basketball season. It is an absolutely
huge,
immense game on Saturday.
Which makes the loss this last weekend even tougher to stomach if you're an Aztecs fan, because there was that time, and you're guilty of it. Man, just imagine there actually is a chance to be in the playoffs. Playoffs? There's no playoffs now.
No.
So that ship is sailed.
That probably wasn't before.
Correct.
I'll say this. If they win this week, last week's loss will be quickly forgotten.
Yeah, for sure.
This week's game is much more important.
Yeah, the trap game got them.
Had they won last week and lost this week, wouldn't have been great either way. Right. But they still could have, gotten into the Mountain West Championship game as a road team. Winning this week has always been the more important task. Boise State is the gold standard for football in the Mountain West.
No doubt.
You want to consider yourself at least somewhere around the level of Boise State. To do that, you have to show it. In your home field this Saturday night, a beatable team. They don't have their starting quarterback. He's hurt.
How's our starting quarterback?
I don't know.
He's banged up too, right?
Also banged up, yes.
Yeah, that's it's I think for a program like that, they're already bowl eligible. Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they're already bowl eligible,
but what does going to the New Mexico Bowl do for you?
Where did you go last year?
You didn't make.
You didn't do anything, right? So there's
at the very least it's money for the program.
It's money for the
program.
But
there's a big difference between New Mexico Bowl money 100%. And if you win the conference, go to the LA Bowl, play at SoFi.
100%.
Probably like $1.5 million or something versus.
There's no doubt, but
$400,000 payout for the Arizona Bowl or New Mexico Bowl. You want to win the conference
at
the very least.
But again, the stepping stone of at least being bowl eligible, smashing the over on the number of wins the entire country thought you would have. There's something there. Look at me spinning it positively for SDSU. I again, you do need to win this game.
I don't know there are stepping stones.
No, why not? Why is he not allowed a stepping stone?
Okay, if he
it's not like they were at national prominence and then he,
yeah, and I mean it's definitely a step up, but do you get to keep any of these players or do they all transfer out?
Every coach
Power 4 schools. You win your conference, you go to the Big 12, you may get the Pac-12, you may get more transfers in.
But you may get more you may get more transfers because they like Sean Lewis. They want to play for Sean Lewis. You may get guys because of your head coach. Now, you may lose guys, Ben, because that new Pac-12 is not going to be anything to write home about either. It's Mountain West Junior, essentially. That being said, you can't worry about that right now. Beating Boise State, people aren't going to go, I got to go there now. And they're going to the Pac-12. Oh, I definitely have to go there. It's all cyclical. And I do think we're so quick to, when there's a new coach hire, we're so quick to be like, hey, man, I know we have been absolutely dog-ass before, but you need to get us to national prominence, and you need to do it in 6 months. Now, some of the guys in college football get paid an exorbitant amount of money. Sean Lewis does not. He is not paid like a Brian Kelly or a James Franklin. That's pressure. If the administration went to him and said, hey, man, we believe in you. You want to be here. Let's build this thing. Then they're in a good spot. Not as good as it could have been by beating Hawaii last week, but they're still in a very good, not a very good. They're in a good spot right now, a much better spot. It has raised some eyebrows in this town the last 6 weeks, which is a hell of a lot more than you could say about them last year, right? They were a lost cause last year.
If you want the momentum to keep heading in the right direction, you win this week.
Sure, 100%.
You don't,
I'm rooting for them.
You
man. I
don't
hope
destroy everything if you lose,
No,
but it's
no,
definitely a step backwards again if you lose.
For sure. For sure. I agree.
All right, let's get to some Throwback Thursday clips. Paulie, why don't you introduce what you've pulled from the Ben and Woods archives?
Oh, man. Yeah, they both come at your expense, unfortunately.
Oh,
here,
I'm
Benny.
sorry about that, Benny. I didn't pick these.
Yeah.
Paulie did.
You actually picked them because you did this and I saved it. But we will go back to
You did this. It sounds like a disappointment. You did this.
You did this, not me.
I didn't
not
do
Woods.
Actually, sounds like you're shoving your dog's nose in like the
You
mess.
did this.
You did this.
This first one could actually kind of be a don't do this in
It's for us.
several different regards. We were
What-
talking with
What were we thinking?
I don't know.
Was this forced upon us? Was it here?
No, I think we still had Stockholm syndrome from the last station because we had come over here. This was November of 2019, so we had been here for 5-6 months at that point, but we were still. It had been beaten into us at the old station. You need 5 interviews a day.
Yep.
4 of them need to be football.
Yep.
1 of them has to be anything but baseball.
Yep.
And so we were still talking with our buddy. He was a good guy.
He was a good
not
dude.
his fault. But our fantasy football insider, Joe Bartel, and Ben had a little bit of an accident while we were on the air, and he didn't turn off. If your mic was turned off, nobody would have ever known.
Right.
But you left your mic on.
Yeah.
Those are generally more less competitive leagues where that ads shouldn't be really happening. But it's still one of those things where again, rules and understanding the rules are such a key component of fantasy football because you can't control anything else.
Talking to Joe Bartel here on Ben and Woods. I don't know if you heard my partner's coffee cup just fly across the room. Did you not like his advice?
He plowed through.
He
like a
really
pro, didn't
did.
He? There's no way he didn't hear that.
Oh, everybody heard it. It sounded like a cowbell.
It sounded like you took this giant eco water
just
jug
clang.
and just like smashed
Probably
it
like
against the microphone.
like a jump ball that nobody catches. He just throws it up in the air, just bang. I want to hear the clang again.
Competitive leagues where that ads shouldn't be really happening.
Oh.
Credit to me as well for not immediately throwing like, hey, what the hell just happened?
I
let
vaguely
him
remember.
Nowadays, it would have been an immediate stop.
Immediate.
Yeah.
stop
I vaguely
down.
remember
Hang
you and
on,
I
Joe.
just
Hang on.
we were just sitting there with our hands over our mouths, like, what is happening?
This is
Competitive leagues where
YouTube.
that ads shouldn't be really happening.
Oh,
But it's still
Those
one of those things where
Butterfingers.
I don't remember how I dropped it like 4 times in the same sequence.
It's so good.
leagues where that ads shouldn't be really happening.
Is there a worse radio than fantasy football experts?
I have no need for it anymore. Good luck with your fantasy football team.
Absolutely.
We're not going to help you.
Is it? Hey, go get Justin Jefferson or trade for like it's.
I don't play fantasy.
I play
sports.
fantasy baseball like a madman.
I
don't
to.
listen to experts.
When I was in high school, I used to play a little bit, and the show that I grew up on, they would have their guy every week.
Every week.
And he would take calls. They would just rip like 30 guys would
and
call
people
in
would call
and be like,
hey,
hey,
I've got start this guy or
Justin
sit.
Jefferson or Puka Nakua.
That's
this
radio.
weekend.
That's radio for one person.
That's radio for
only,
one guy.
Only that person's team, because no team is the same. So your circumstance is completely different than
Right.
every other fantasy
And
football
every
owner in
league
America.
is different.
I
I
will
would sit
grant you,
there.
in mid-August, you want to do a show and give you some sleepers, like, hey, you're about to do your draft.
Fair.
Hey, guys that are going to be late round pickups that you should look for.
Sure.
If I'm a fantasy football player, I'll listen to that because that applies to everybody. I'm about to do my draft. Hey, avoid these guys. I bet they're going to be overdrafted. Pick up these guys instead. That's not bad advice. After the season starts,
You're on your own.
there's absolutely no reason for fantasy
Dude,
football talk on the radio.
This guy,
none at all.
It was Softy, our buddy up in Seattle. He would have a guy on every Thursday during the football season. And I guess if you were listening, all you would do is just sit and wait for one guy on your team, maybe two to get mentioned. And then you got to, even if you don't have the other player in question, you're like, all right, well, what's he going to say about my guy? Oh, he doesn't think I should start him this week. It's not good radio.
All right, waiver wire talk is helpful, especially deeper into the season. maybe there are certain guys that are available in 80% of leagues, and you can say this guy's probably available in
he's
your
gonna
league.
get
You
some
might
starts.
want to take him. That's about the extent of what you can really advise, because some leagues those guys won't be available. I'm like, oh no, he's not available in my league. Someone already got him.
Yeah.
So who are you talking to when you're trying to give fantasy football advice during the season? I don't know.
Tough. All right.
It's
Well,
not good.
made even worse when you clang around your coffee
Fair
cup.
enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Now this one, though,
And then
this
just
isn't
a few days later.
This is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, this one's tough. This was just a few days later in 2019. Again, more
Question.
more
Stop. Real
football
quick.
interviews.
You're much better now.
Thanks.
Much better. Lots of improvement.
It was pretty bad.
I know this was awkward, and it was definitely
You're
partially
red right
my
now.
fault.
You are red
But-
as a beet.
Sal Powell has never really accepted his share of responsibility for how off the rails this went. You give him a free pass because what? Because he's Sal Powell?
Correct.
Yeah.
Because
He's the guest.
he did not make this easy at all.
It's not his job. It's our job to make it easy for him.
I get that. I'm not denying my responsibility. I'm just saying it was a tough situation.
You came in like a wrecking ball.
This awkward, cringy
Oh.
minute
Can't
happened
look at him.
6 years ago yesterday. And we had Sal Powell on. We had him on a lot actually
was
back
great.
in the day, and he was always good. He loved coming on here in San Diego. He had just signed a new extension with ESPN. We're like, let's talk some football. Let's congratulate him. He was a veteran. I believe he served in the Navy.
Yeah.
And it was Veterans Day. So we're like, that's a great interview.
Perfect.
Let's talk to him. And Ben had other ideas.
I mean, those are the three quarterbacks I want. Well,
that
of course.
that
I
Super
want-
Bowl
of course I
interception
want-
obviously was huge.
Of course.
The
of
one
course,
last night
there's
didn't
one
end up
other
costing him.
There's one other quarterback that I want, and that's Nicky Five Fingers Foles. You know that.
Of course you do. Let's talk about the NFC East a little bit. Let's talk about the NFC East a little
Nicky
bit.
touchdown, baby. He's back this week, week 11. Come on, let's talk about Nicky touchdown back. Come on now.
Where do you go?
I don't know where to go. Sal, congratulations on the new
On the
deal.
new deal.
Hey,
Again,
thanks for having
happy-
me on your show. This
happy
was a lot of
Veterans
fun,
Day.
really. It really was.
This is
It was great.
amazing. This
This
is
is,
You
amazing.
guys are a lot of fun.
we'll
I
have to do it
really
again
enjoyed
soon when
talking
I'm
football.
Oh,
I'm
my
a competent
God.
host. I can't. Thanks, Sal. Bye.
You're the
We love
best.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sal. What was that?
Oh my God.
Is he mad? He's not
I don't
mad,
think
is
he's
he?
mad. No, he was a star.
He hung up on us.
Then he
He's a
had
huge
the,
star. Yeah, he hung up before I could even put him on back on hold.
he had the fake laugh, and then you had the
About the NFC East a little bit.
Ben had the Purple says every time I hear it, I want to die.
Imagine how I feel.
It's so elite.
Oh.
It's so elite. It does give me.
You just couldn't stop.
You couldn't
Like, just-
stop yourself. You got nervous.
I just thought I got a little nervous. He just kept talking. I just kept talking. I thought one of us is going to stop
Like,
talking.
did you used to do this on dates and stuff, like first dates, where you just like, blah, 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 blah. She's like, I'd like to talk about myself at some point. And then you go, ha, 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 ha.
Well,
Of course.
that Super Bowl interception obviously was huge.
Of course.
the
of
one
course
last
I
night
did.
didn't end up
No!
costing him.
See, like right there, you
Just
stopped for
stop.
a second.
Just
You gave yourself a
stop.
breath. You could have just stopped right there.
I could have.
Even like the, oh, my bad.
Interception obviously was huge.
Of course.
The
of
one
course
last
I
night
did.
didn't end up costing him.
I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Yeah,
The NFC East a little bit.
Oh my God. Anybody else pouring sweat right now? You are so red. I'm red for you. Hey,
I think
Wait.
he was making fun of you with the laugh.
maybe. But when you feel pain, I feel pain. Just so you know. So I feel your pain.
Five Fingers Foles. You know that.
Of course you do. Let's talk about the NFC East a little bit.
Oh, no.
Our laughs aren't great there.
They're
either.
not. We were awful. We're both not great in that segment.
Forced fun.
That's why we don't do a lot of football interviews, guys. That's it right there in a nutshell.
Forced fun.
Holy cow.
That was a rough week.
That was tough. No, that was made me very nervous. Ben Journo says, didn't Ben say someone had a heart attack and it wasn't him? Yes, that happened.
That's not this week's throwback clip. Don't throw other mistakes I've made. We'll
that
wait.
one, hang on.
We'll wait on that one.
That clip mortified Ben so much that out of respect, we actually don't have
We
that
don't
one
have it
saved.
anymore.
That,
Yeah.
Maybe it's out there somewhere.
If
You
anybody
can
has it,
find
go ahead and send it to us.
Yeah,
but
we can use it,
I
but-
think we said if you could get rid of one thing, what would it be? He said that one.
That was like
And-
the number one.
Well, in his defense, it was Friday, right?
Mhm.
He worked back then. He would literally work like he's like, oh, I got home. I went to bed at 1:30 and I got up at 4 to come in and do this show. And so Friday he was done. He was toast. He's much better now. You're much better now.
And I simply confused two of the Padres. I flipped Bobby Dickerson and
Wayne Kirby.
Wayne Kirby.
We
Just
had Wayne Kirby on.
biological details.
Yeah.
I just flipped
No big
them
deal.
one to the other. And it
Well,
was
they do look
it
very
was
similar.
in-
They are
They
similar
don't look
looking
anything.
guys. Yeah.
But we're not looking at them when we're interviewing them. This was on the phone. I just flipped them in my head, and it was my bad. It was just one of my worst moments.
Wayne, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're
After your heart
recovering.
attack,
That was
I didn't
Bobby.
have a heart
That
attack.
actually
That
wasn't
was
me.
Bobby. That was Bobby.
That was Bobby.
Bobby Dickerson. Oh, and then how do you respond to that? Oh, yeah, I've done it. We've all done it. It sucks.
Well, good for you. Then.
Yeah. Thank you, Paulie, for pulling those.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Benny.
All right, we
Feel your pain, man.
we will lead straight from that into don't do this, which
Yeah,
seems
well, there it
somehow
was.
appropriate. And I have
Oh boy, is this a rant coming?
well, I was excited about this MLB Open Golf Tournament in Las Vegas.
You're not anymore.
And now I am simply
Incensed.
perturbed
Yeah.
by the whole thing, and I will explain why. Coming up next on Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, speaking of golf, my friends, many golfers head to QC Kinetics. You get a little bit older, the legs, the hips. In your dad's case, Benny needed to go into QC Kinetics for his hips. Guy loves to play golf, loves to do stuff. Played basketball many years. You know, your joints start to degenerate, and you wake up in the morning and go, I can't even get out of bed, much less go out and play 18 holes. Doesn't have to be that way. Go to QC Kinetics right now. Relief is so much closer than you think. Doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, which is so huge the older you get, and relieve pain at its source. This is not science fiction, guys. It is your body's own comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. Worked wonders for my wrists. Couldn't be happier with the results from QC Kinetics. So the freedom that QC Kinetics helps people rediscover every day. You cannot put a price on it, guys. It's just incredible. So great time to book your free consultation with Dr. Jackson and his staff. Call QC Kinetics today at 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. Once again, 619-614-PAIN.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Stay tuned. Your chance to win some San Diego State football tickets coming up. First, though, it's time for Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. And thank you for participating in that sponsor read. I know it's busy work that you don't generally enjoy doing.
Takes like 10 to 12 seconds.
We do appreciate you going the extra mile to help us out.
I look forward to you submitting your list of ideas for the Christmas and holiday extravaganza. I look forward to it every year.
My list of ideas.
I still want it.
My list of ideas.
I still want it.
All right, let's start with an event that I thought was kind of cool in conjunction with the MLB general managers meetings in Las Vegas and the MLB awards show this week in Las Vegas. They are hosting the Capital One MLB Open Golf Tournament at Shadow Creek. Cool course. A lot of good baseball players who are also golfers, with 2 players representing every team. And most of them make a ton of sense, like Adam Jones representing the Orioles and John Smoltz representing the Braves.
Smoltzy and Michael Harris II. I mean, that's just a great comp. You see them, you go, that's the Braves. I know that's the Braves.
Absolutely. The Marlins have Gary Sheffield and Jacob Marcy. And then you get down to see who is representing the San Diego Padres. And I just could not believe that they couldn't find 2 guys who are decent golfers who better represent the Padres organization than the 2 they chose. The first is Adrian Gonzalez, who clearly was a significant Padre in franchise history. But I think most fans now associate him with the LA Dodgers, and his post-career, he has not been a Padres ambassador of any sort.
I believe he also associates himself with the Los Angeles
Dodgers. That's the sense that I have gotten. And then The other Padre, of course, is legendary Padres pitcher Jason Marquis, who I had to do the double take and go, wait, he was? Yeah, 2012 and 2013, combining a negative .5 WAR in his 2 partial seasons with the San Diego Padres, making a total of 35 very forgettable starts in franchise history.
I mean, Phil Nevin's out there. He's playing with the Rangers.
I thought
Andy
Padres,
Bennis is out there. Andy Bennis is out there playing for the Cardinals.
I would have loved Andy Bennis representing the Padres.
But you had a good one in the thread yesterday. You said Mark Loretta.
Where is Mark Loretta? Where is Mark Loretta?
Where's Will Myers?
Andy Ashby.
I don't think Ash is much of a golfer.
Not Andy Ashby. I'm so sorry. Steve Finley.
Steve Finley.
He's in the front office.
Switch hitter, by the way, on the golf course. You know that?
Yeah. No.
Swings from the right and the left.
He's incredible.
I went to the course one day to hit balls, and there was Finley, and I knew him from fantasy camp. He had 2 bags.
Honestly, I know he's probably pretty busy right now. Craig Stammen would be a great choice.
Craig Stammen would have been elite.
Probably not a great look.
No, I agree, but
I was gonna go to the meetings to meet all the guys, and I thought if I'm here, it's 2 rounds.
Get 1 round of golf in.
It's 2 rounds. That's it. I would have been more than happy with it. Get a chance for our new skipper to go out and represent. Adrian Gonzalez and Jason Marquis.
Now I have no idea what kind of golfer either of them. I assume Marquis probably pretty good. Most pitchers
he looks like
are.
One.
Don't really know much about Adrian's golf background or history, but he's
got a nice, beautiful swing.
They all do.
This Blue Jays team, Ernie Clement and Joe Carter. How cool is that?
Get Carlos Quentin out there just banging out drives. I mean, just someone else, please.
All right, I'm going to call the winner right now. I'm going to go ahead and go with Team Braves.
Team Braves.
One. Yeah, I'm going to say Michael Harris II and John Smoltz. Or my 1A potentially is going to be the Twins with Royce Lewis and Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is like a minus. What is it? Minus is plus.
Is the best.
He's like a +4.
I look at the names that are under the radar. Like, why did they choose these guys? I bet it's because they're really good golfers. The Nationals, Riley Adams and Tyler Clippard.
Yeah,
I bet they're really, really good for some reason.
Well,
Nationals legends.
Brian Wu and JJ Putz.
Is it Putz?
Putz
or was it Poots?
Poots.
Was it Putz? Was it JJ Putz?
I think it's JJ Putz.
That's a tough one to grow up with when you're a kid.
Unless you're a golfer.
Or a baseball player. Yeah, Putz. Oh, I like it.
JJ Putz.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's better than Adam Schenk, who is a PGA Tour golfer.
What am I doing? This story we didn't get to yesterday. We meant to. But Brian Kelly, former head coach of the Louisiana State University Tigers, it's a great day to be a Tiger when you step away or were fired. No one really knows now. He wants his entire buyout, which I believe was $54 million. Now, the university is saying something to the effect of this. Ready? LSU's representatives had a call with Coach Kelly's representatives where LSU took the position that Coach Kelly had not been formally terminated and informed Coach Kelly's representatives that LSU believed grounds for termination for cause existed. Brian Kelly said, absolutely not. You're not firing me for cause. I want all of my money.
For cause would mean he committed some sort of crime, did something unethical,
Correct.
Stole money from the department. For cause is not losing football games is not cause.
Yeah,
it's a great night to be a Tiger.
It is. It was. If I punch you in the face, I get fired for cause.
Correct.
If I'm just terrible at my job, I get fired. Right? Different. They don't want to pay him, which I think is pretty shady. Like you clearly don't want him to coach your university. You let him go to create some sort of, actually, it was for cause. It happens all the time. It absolutely happens all the time. He wants his full money. They offered him about half, and he goes, nope, I want 54.
Why would he take any less?
What he shouldn't, especially if there's no cause.
And so now they're
don't do this. Actually, goes to LSU.
Of course. And now they're threatening, with legal, big legal thing. They're thinking maybe if we make it expensive enough, he doesn't want to pay lawyers
how
and
do
everything.
They define cause? Like
it's
losing and not going in the direction.
It's probably in the contract, but losing is not.
That's not
any
cause.
Part of this, right? Nope. The real crazy thing, though, is
because
according to the filings, apparently LSU's strategy is trying to say, "Oh, we didn't actually fire him. He just didn't. He stopped showing up to work."
What?
It's like, really? You think anyone's going to believe that Brian Kelly just Just walked away. You didn't fire him. You just didn't want him to be the coach anymore.
Forgot we have practice
He just
on
forgot.
Monday.
He just like, oh, no, we didn't fire you. We just, just replaced you as head coach, but you're still working for us. And now that you're not doing your job every single day, we can fire you for cause. That's insane. That's kind of insane.
I've got it happens all the time, man, where you like our buddy runs a deck company, and he posted he builds decks. He posted a screenshot from a customer the other day, and it incensed me so much that I was reading through this guy, and I'm like, buddy, you signed our guy to build you a deck. He did everything that you asked him to do, and now you're pitching a fit because you don't want to write the check at the end of the day. And there are people like that exist. There are universities like that. You made a bad decision. You made a bad agreement by offering a $54 million buyout. That's on you.
And if you didn't want to do that,
you
then
shouldn't
maybe
have put it in there.
Hired Brian Kelly.
How do I
get? You didn't get him. You didn't get him.
How do I get a contract like that? That's what I want to know.
Feels like you're more indispensable to 97.3 The Fan than Brian Kelly was to LSU football.
I would like to think so, but not worth $54 million bucks. Man.
All right, finally, how about a little do this on a Thursday?
This I love.
Mega
Saw this yesterday from our colleague. Want to congratulate Tony Gwynn Jr. and his daughter, Michaela Gwynn, senior, I believe at Mount Carmel High School, who officially has committed and, according to the Post, will attend Grand Canyon University and play for the women's soccer program as part of their class of 2026. They said, rounding out our class, a household name, a speedy winger from San Diego. Welcome to Lope Nation, Michaela Gwynn. Nice picture, celebration. Congratulations to Tony. What a proud moment to have your daughter commit to play college athletics, following kind of in footsteps of Tony Gwynn, but in a different sport, obviously.
It's got to be the best feeling.
It really has got to be fantastic. Tony, very happy for you and the family.
Yeah, very, very happy for you guys. Very jealous. I'll say it. I'm jealous. 100% jealous. I saw it, and I don't really feel a lot of jealousy or envy. It was more like, man, I hope I get to experience that feeling. It wasn't jealousy. It was, I hope I get to experience that feeling one day. One of my kids sits down and says, I've made my decision. I'm going to DeVry, just like my dad did before me. I just want to know that feeling.
And then Texas Tech.
And then Texas
Holy
Tech.
Cross.
And then they were moved back for a while, take a year off, work at a gas station.
Just want to follow in Dad's footsteps.
Yeah, then eventually kind of figure out.
Finally graduate, sell some motivational posters.
Catch a couple decent bad habits all along the way. Come on back to live with mom and dad. Find a job, meet a friend that works in radio that thinks they'd be pretty good, and then moves across the country. It wasn't even envy, really. It was not the feeling. I was like so happy for him, and I just put myself in his shoes. I'm like, because for him, he's like, yes, free college. Like he does not have to stroke the checks for college. That's elite, dude. So I was very happy for them, and I know I always see his Instagram stories of all these tournaments that she played, like grinding, like she's such a grinder, her grinding in the gym and stuff. Like she clearly earned this, man. This is really cool.
And of course, because it's in Phoenix, maybe when Tony's over for spring training and stuff, he can go watch some playoff matches or whatever late in the season.
So cool.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, it's excellent. Excellent. Congrats.
That is
my family.
Like have any friends that signed like big D1
my friends were deadbeats, Paulie.
Yeah, like I don't know what that felt like, man. That's gotta be so cool to work your whole life towards something and achieve it for her, for Tony, for the whole family.
That's awesome, dude.
Awesome. And that is Don't and Do This for a Thursday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Don't forget to be listening at 9 o'clock this morning. We will announce another name in our biggest fan contest. Chance to qualify in our grand prize drawing for a night in the Odyssey Suite at a future Padres game with all of the fan staff. You can still register your name at 973thefan.sd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5:30 p.m. weekdays here on 97.3 The Fan. When we come back, let's go back to the winter meetings or the GM meetings where Scott Boras went a little early on the puns yesterday. We'll bring you a couple of the good ones or not so good ones from the super agent Scott Boras coming up next on San Diego's.
I'm starting to enjoy him.
You were even starting to contribute some in our
I did
our text
in our
thread
text thread.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
you to read one of them because I think you may have to take over for Ben Boras.
Boras?
You're pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, Woods and I want to get you ready for the weekend. You're trying to make some plans. It's going to be raining, pouring in San Diego, probably starting tomorrow. You need an indoor activity. May I suggest a trip down the 5 freeway to 7 Mile Casino? Play a little California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em poker, pie gow, or baccarat inside in San Diego's best, most comfortable card room.
Yeah, get you a pork chop in you too. They got delicious pork chop. This pork chop with Asian slaw. It's incredible. The Kung Pao chicken to die for. I've had their breakfast there as well. Never had their brunch there, but I've had their breakfast there when we were there for the Dodgers and Padres opener. Was absolutely fantastic. Everything I've eaten there, the salt and pepper wings. I mean, everything there is elite. So check it out for yourself. 7 Mile Casino, best part. Just 7 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, you don't have to drive way out into the East County, especially in the rain. I mean, imagine treacherous roads, 40, 50-minute drive, and then all the way back. Don't have to worry about that. A quick drive down the 5. Get off at E. You're already on Bay Boulevard, west side of the freeway in Chula Vista. You're pulling in. Moments later, you are playing at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't forget, we got Chris Rose coming up at 8:35 this morning, just under an hour from now. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. And speaking of good people, before we get to some good audio from the MLB general managers meetings, I just wanted to recognize a former colleague of mine who passed away last night at the age of 69. You might have seen him on network television for many, many years on ABC, 2020 on the evening news. Jim Avila, who was their senior correspondent and really one of the most professional reporters I ever had a chance to work with. He actually retired from the network, didn't love retirement, so decided to come back and work at a local station for a while and chose ABC 10 News here in San Diego. And he was just incredible to talk to, just hearing the stories of all the foreign countries and people that he's interviewed over the years and the stories that he has done. And he fell into some ill health in the last year or so and passed away last night. But one of the good guys and just a truly remarkable journalist that I had a great honor of getting to work with for a little while. So
save that, Paulie, for when I pass away, and then just take that exact, because I'm afraid what he'd say. So take that, splice it into whatever that morning, if you guys are still here, and just use that eulogy, because that was beautiful, Benjamin.
We can do that.
All right. If we could for Jim, though, in Ben and Woods fashion,
100%.
please.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Is he an intimidating guy?
A little bit.
Yeah,
but really nice, though, too. Like,
yeah.
super, super nice. But anyone who's done as much as he has will have that era of gravitas about him.
Yes, he walks in the room, you go, ooh.
There's some gravitas about the man. But I do believe
word,
he
man.
would like to see more peace and unity when things are so difficult.
100%.
So, shout out to Jim Avila and his family, passed away at the age of 69. All right, we will take a quick look at traffic. When we come back, fun audio from baseball's winter general manager. I keep saying winter meetings, general managers meetings in Las Vegas coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Got a few problems here, guys. One is this collision in the East County, westbound 8 before Greenfield. That is being cleared out of the fast lane. Also, eastbound 78 at Woodland Parkway. There is a collision with the vehicles facing the wrong way in the center divide. Southbound 15 via Rancho Parkway, stalled vehicle in the HOV lane. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we haven't. Want to start with Paul Skenes or
Yeah,
Scout
Tarek
Boys?
Skubal, yeah.
All right, so we have not mentioned, but congratulations, as everyone predicted yesterday. Tarek Skubal won his second consecutive AL Cy Young Award for the Detroit Tigers. I think he got all but 4 first-place votes. The other 4 going to Garrett Crochet. And
Another great pick, man.
The unanimous selection for National League Cy Young, Paul Skenes of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I love Paul Skenes. I do. I really, really do. Big fan. Big fan. Love the work ethic. Love all of it. Love his attitude. We had talked earlier, Benny, about the Fernando Tatis Jr. on the trade block rumor. There was another one that broke yesterday. Anonymous source. Anonymous teammate, allegedly. Oh, Paul wants to play for the Yankees. He's always wanted to play for the Yankees. He's going to be a Yankee at some point. Wins the Cy Young Award last night. Of course, he's asked about it. I love his mentality, what he said about, wanting to win in Pittsburgh.
The tweet and didn't really think anything of it, and I got some texts about it. I'm on the Pirates. My goal is to win with the Pirates. I love the city of Pittsburgh. The fans are hungry to have a winner in Pittsburgh, and I want to be a part of the group that did that. I think about it the same way that, when I was at the Air Force Academy, we had never been to a conference championship, and then my sophomore year, we ended up winning the conference. We had never finished top 4 in the conference before that. Pittsburgh is, in the way that fans see us outside of Pittsburgh is not supposed to win. There are 29 fan bases that expect us to lose. And I want to be a part of the group. I want to be a part of the 26 guys that change that. So
I'm all in.
I don't know where that came from. The goal is to win. I don't know the reporter that reported it. I don't know the player who supposedly said that, but the goal is to win, and the goal is to win in Pittsburgh.
I love the comments, but he got one thing wrong.
He didn't deny it.
He said, he didn't deny it. That's true. He said 29 fan bases expect us to lose. And that's not true. 30 fan bases expect you to lose. Yep. Unfortunately.
He did say, people outside of Pittsburgh, people inside of Pittsburgh too.
Because, you look at the attendance numbers, they're not good. Even when Skenes pitches, they're not particularly good for Pirates games.
Your old pal Woodsy would be out there every Wednesday,
but
man.
Pirates fans, you'd think I could see sort of, sell out 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, sell out 10,000.
Right.
But it's not going that way. There's a little bump for Skenes, but not a huge bump. They're not appreciating in the way he should, which is why, as dedicated as he sounds to Pittsburgh, is it really going to last? If they can't put a better team around him, if they can't start winning, will he really want to remain in Pittsburgh for the long haul?
I don't know that he'll want to, but at the end of the day, Ben, I think he can look back and go, that ain't on me. It's not on me.
No, it's not.
He's telling them, go spend some money, go get better, and let's go out and be a part of the Pittsburgh Pirates have such a rich history. And being able to be a part of the team that brings back a playoff appearance or something like that, that'd be enough for Pittsburgh, right? You get into the wild card round somehow next year, that'd be huge for them. Is it out of the realm of possibility? No, I don't think it is.
Maybe.
But it's going to take some money spent, and it's going to take a lot of hard work, but he is certainly not a guy that shies away from that. I'm obsessed with that dude. I think he's the gold standard right now.
He pitches like far beyond his years.
100%.
But is it something other guys can duplicate? Is there a Paul Skenes model? Like, are we going to see more young Paul Skeneses in the world? Can you even do that? How do you do what he does?
All I know is his daily routine before he throws a ball is 2.5 hours. That's what I know. And that's a tremendous amount of work. Imagine getting up and prepping for 2.5 hours before the show every single day. How good we'd sound. But he's a beast. There's just no other way to look at it. He's a beast, and the guy wants to win, and he wants to compete. And I think more players should have his mindset. I think it'd be great for everyone.
Meanwhile, at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas yesterday, had the big giant scrum. And, all those reporters there are desperate for just they're on expense accounts going to Vegas. They need to produce something. And there's one guy who always delivers a soundbite for all the reporters there. So he had like 40 crowded around with cameras and notebooks and phones to get anything that super agent Scott Boras had to say. And
the guy's setting up his own backdrop and podium and microphone holders. It kills me every single year.
It's time.
I used to hate these. I love them now. I work with Ben, so I've started
and
to
he's
fall
starting
in love.
earlier. He's getting to it even earlier in the off season. He knows that he'll get plenty of attention. And he has his yearly puns for his clients to try to generate. I have no idea what he's generating.
I don't either.
But he can't be a general manager in baseball who goes, "Oh, well, I wasn't going to sign this guy, but thanks to the puns, I am going to offer him an extra $50 million."
We pay our agent a lot of money, Benny, a lot. He doesn't do any of these.
No
he doesn't
puns
do
at all.
any puns about
How
us.
happy would I be if my agent was punning me all over the place?
You would be elated.
All right, what do we have audio-wise?
I believe this first clip is him talking about Pete Alonso.
Okay.
How open is Pete Alonso to DHing if he goes back to the Mets? Is that something he would consider going back?
I think Pete, at this point in his career, he's about winning, no doubt. Had that question a lot. There's no doubt that Pete's pursuers are primed to pay the power piper. Pete picked the perfect period to play preeminently at a primary position. A playoff parched plethora will pounce to participate in the polar plunge.
Is he? That's memorized.
I just saw no notes.
No notes.
Is he reading off a teleprompter?
I saw no teleprompter. He delivered, I thought, well, every single line. Tough to remember a tongue twister of that length. And you're going to remember Pete Alonso, thanks to Scott Boras.
A lot of alliteration there.
Because, of course, no one was going to bid on Pete Alonso until someone came up with
Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers.
A playoff parched plethora. We'll take the polar plunge for Pete.
Unbelievable.
This offseason.
Got time for one more?
We got a little bit of time.
I would certainly think that,
Alex Bregman.
Like in Boston, we learned a lot about Bregman in 25 because in Boston,
there you go.
Prior to 25, they had a lot of lineup do not holes.
What?
And
do not.
Certainly, prior to 25, Boston has been a kind of a club that's been has Duncan well below the playoff line.
Oh my God!
So, I think it was a bad roast in Beantown, and certainly, and give the owners credit in 25. They went out and spent some Starbucks.
B- material right there.
I'll give that one a C.
Come back, Chris Rose, and more. Hour number 3. Ben, what's next on The Fan?
Halfway home on a Thursday. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. I love that it's Thursday because it doesn't feel like Thursday because we were off on Tuesday. It feels like Tuesday, but it's really Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, which will feel like Wednesday.
I see where you're going.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm Woodsy, also known affectionately as San Diego's concierge.
It's true.
I'm the guy who you ask for things and stuff and all the time. And it's a moniker that was given to me by our friend Corey Stewart. And it just fits so well because of the litany of requests and I would say off the wall things, from time to time. So it's actually the only part of my Twitter bio now. All it says is San Diego's concierge.
Quickly, before you get into the latest episode of San Diego's concierge, do you ever actually use the hotel's concierge?
Never once.
Never, me neither.
Never once.
I just feel like you're imposing on someone, even though
Correct.
that's their job.
They sit there and wait.
They sit there and wait for you to ask them to set something up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how do I get tickets for this?
Right.
What would be a good walking tour of the city? I always feel like I'm just bothering the person. So
Yeah.
I won't even ask an actual concierge for their help. Yet people will ask you, San Diego's concierge, for help in a variety of different categories, subjects, tasks.
All sorts
The
of
all-time
things.
story, of course,
Errands,
is the tier,
favors.
the
Errands,
tier
favors, yeah.
one who asked you to get him a period.
Yes.
An actual period, the punctuation mark from the Padres team store because they bought a Fernando Tatis Jr. jersey.
Yep.
But it said Tatis Jr. without the period, and he needed just the period.
And wrote me and was serious and said, hey, I don't know if he was out of San Diego at the time or like, hey, you're going down there later for the press conference, whatever. We probably hired a new manager. Who knows? We're heading down there. And
odds are high.
Yeah. So he said, just stop by the team store if you could and just grab me a period. And I was like, are you out of your mind? Or are you out of your mind? I do a lot of things, but this feels like a big ask for me. Also, we don't know each other that well. Now, I know him now. He's great. He's a great dude. But I got a big laugh out of that. And it's never stopped. It's never stopped. You guys, I share with you some of them. I got one. I had two today. Got a call on, when was it? Monday. It was Monday. Got home, had the house to myself. There was no one home. I had about, I don't know, a couple hours to kill.
All right, we know what you did. You don't even need to tell anybody at this point. We all know you well enough as to what you were going to do.
What?
With, 12 minutes of that 2 hours.
So I was...
Bible study.
Yes. I was preparing myself. My phone rang. This guy I know pretty well. He asked me a question. And I thought, so my initial reaction when I saw him call, he's a big Padres fan. I thought, this is not somebody I speak to on the phone very much. But my initial reaction was, oh, he wants to call and ask me about the Craig Stammen hire, which, all the Little League dads, everyone's asked me, we've talked about it at length. What do you think? What's really going on? All that, what I always get. I answered the phone. I said, hey, how are you? Doing great. Woodsy, how are you? I'm doing great as well. Well, what can I help you with? He says, do you know where to sign up for Medicare? I said, at first I thought, is this his way of saying like, happy birthday, belated 50th? You're old now. Go sign up for Medicare. And I go, then I realized, oh, he's not kidding. And I said, no, I do not. And I said, I'm covered through UMR at work. I have my insurance here at the station. And my family's covered. I've never actually signed up for Medicare, nor would I have any idea where to do it. And he goes, oh, he's frustrated. And I said,
he's mad at you?
No, he's just frustrated because he can't figure out where to sign up for Medicare.
Of all the people in his life, though.
He said he said, I was scrolling through my phone. Your name popped up and I figured, people ask you for stuff. Maybe you knew where to go. And I didn't say anything to him, but I wanted to say, you do realize I don't even know how insurance works. So when you say deductible and I just did open enrollment yesterday. I just started clicking. It's the exact same stuff I had last year. I was like, it was like, oh, watch this video. It'll explain. I go, I don't want flex spending. I don't want any of this. Click through it. I have no idea how any of it works. But he called me to ask where he signs up for Medicare. And I go, I wish I could help you, man. I don't know. And he said, okay. All right, talk soon. All right, see you later. And I said, I leaned back, and I said, that's up there.
How to sign up for
I can't even
Medicare.
explain this one. I don't know.
That took 4 seconds. Oh, there it is. How to sign up for Medicare.
Oh, well, yeah, clearly I had access to his phone because he called me. But again, hey, listen, I love this guy. This guy's one of my favorite dudes. So I don't mind it. I just found it a little odd. So then yesterday I was in the home office doing a little work, reading some, athletic articles and whatnot. Get an email from a gentleman named Heath. And I noticed that Paulie were you on there, Ben? No.
I did not see this. No.
Just me and Paulie. Says this is great. Dear Ben and Woods, happy belated 50th birthdays to both of you. This Wednesday, I too reached that milestone. That would have been yesterday.
Congratulations, Heath.
I reached that milestone. I've been a listener since the early days. I thank you for keeping me company on the early morning commute every day. Your format is perfect. If you just talk sports, the show wouldn't be as great as it is. Thank you, Heath, for getting it. I appreciate the stories, the laughter, the heartfelt solemnness when appropriate. Woodsy, our musical journey has been quite similar. Coming of age during big hair, graduating to grunge, then enjoying just about anything across the spectrum. I have a real or fake for Ben, by the way, to play, not host. After listening to and hearing about your 50th bashes, I too have a wish. I have a couple of guitars, a home studio, dabbled in songwriting quite a bit 20 years ago or so. Hearing one of the songs on the radio that I wrote and recorded would be one of the best moments of my life. So that is my humble 50th birthday wish, to partially offset knowing I now need to schedule a colonoscopy, which you absolutely do. I wish you and your families many more years of happiness and only could happen to you stories that I will get to enjoy over the air. Tier 1 Heath. Very kind email. Very, very kind email. And he attached his song. And I said, you know what, man? Let's make somebody's 50th birthday and play Heath's song over the air.
Can you give it the full FM radio DJ treatment? Give the title, the artist coming up here, spinning it on 97.3 The Fan.
1 second, please.
You want me to pull it up? You can hit the post.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could try. All right, hang on. I gotta open it first, and I gotta get the.
Because this will make it more authentic for him. He wants to hear it on a radio station. This is how it
You
works.
got about 10 seconds.
About 10 seconds?
Yeah.
All right, hang on 1 second. 97.3 The Fan FM. It's your old pal Woods. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Great new local artist. Backside of the Boomtown. Damn it. Do it again.
Try it again. Start over. A little faster.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
97.3 The Fan. It's your old pal Woodsy here. Great new local artist. Backside of Boomtown. This is brand new. It's Empty Seat on 97.3 The Fan.
Desert showers came this morning as I stopped to smell your gut today. The snow that hit was quite surprising. A refreshing way to end the day. It's a long road ahead of me. I don't know where I'm going. There's an empty seat next to me. I left my camp in California because the politics drove me insane. I passed through a sea of new construction, of useless multi-rider lanes. It's a long road ahead of me. I don't know where I'm going. There's an empty seat next to me. Yes, it's a long road ahead of me. I don't know where I'm going. There's an empty seat next to me.
I kind of love it, to be honest with you guys,
I'm
man.
not the musical guy, but I get a little Ed Robertson, Bare Naked Ladies kind of sort of vibe there.
If I wrote a song and somebody compared it to the Bare Naked Ladies, I think I would smash my guitar into 7,000
They were very
pieces.
successul. What are you talking about?
Yes, man.
Yes, man. Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain starts ticking.
If I had $1 million,
I would stab it. I would
song.
stab
I like
it.
that song.
Don't ever comment on music again. You just ruined this. I felt
I'm
like
so sorry.
I felt like a B-side of like Kurt Cobain, like sitting in a room playing his guitar. Maybe Dave Grohl early.
I guess if I
early
was going to
demo.
be critical in any sense, I'd say it's maybe a little monotonous.
A little bit.
But it's
It needs a little more production,
you
but
can do a hell of a lot worse.
But I like the image.
We've gotten a lot worse.
We've gotten a lot worse. But I like the there's an empty seat sitting next to me. He's on a journey, and he's solo.
Yeah, the words are very nice.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we need a little more of that. Oh, yeah, here we go.
I could see it in an indie movie about a couple of 18-year-olds trying to figure out life. Cole Brooks says that's genius. There's an empty seat next
Throw it
to
in like
me.
Aaron Brockovich or something.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is the worst ideas. This is the worst.
He's like a male Sheryl Crow.
Fine. Yeah, there's some Frank Turner vibes in there for sure. I like it, man. Really good. Heat. Thank you, dude.
I can see it's like an acoustic Jack White.
It's like a Liberace if he played the guitar.
It's like, imagine a scene in Sex and the City, and the girls are walking across the street. You can hear the song.
Paulie, it reminds me of Scarface.
Give me a big Janis Joplin vibe here.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I couldn't do it. I'll tell you, I know all those chords. I know every one of those chords. I could not come up with there's an empty seat next to me. I just can't do it. I wish I could.
Nice job hitting the post, by the way.
Thank you. God, that felt
really
good.
nice.
It had been
It
ages.
took you one practice
One little
try.
listen.
Not
Man.
bad.
God, it's like the best feeling in radio ever is hitting that post. So, Heath, Tier 1 Heath, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Heath.
Hope you like that.
Sorry if I
very
ruined
much.
it for you.
You did. Actually.
We've got Real or Fake coming up next. Not Heath's version, my version, with your chance to qualify for our trip to Las Vegas. And Sammy Hagar, if you want to call now to be our contestant, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. And then Chris Rose will join us to talk a little more baseball, Cleveland Guardians mess, and more at the bottom of the hour here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First up, though, Prize Picks Daily Fantasy is the place where I've been playing the last couple of years. I think it's a lot of fun. You can set the lineups the way you want. You're watching sports anyway, whether it's football, basketball season, hockey is underway. You've got lineups every night to set between 2 and 6 players. You're just picking against stat projections, more or less, and winning real money with all the big stars, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, picking against the numbers, passing yards, rushing yards, total points, rebounds, assists, and more. It's all on there for you with Prize Picks. To get started, just download the Prize Picks app today and use code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. It's easy to load your account with Venmo, Apple Pay, or MasterCard. And then when you want your money out, that's quick and easy, too. I've made several withdrawals over the years. Gets the money back in about 15 minutes or so. Very, very easy, simple, feels very safe. Hey, tens of millions of users now with Prize Picks. Can't be wrong. Check it out today. Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
right, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Gotta say, Alg 8181 in the chat almost killed me. I was trying to drink some coffee. Popped in. Ben, this song would fit with the soundtrack of Air Bud Golden Retriever.
No, Golden Receiver.
Either way. Thank you again to Heath for contributing. We've got.
Do we owe him money now or something?
Probably.
We're going to get some bill.
Yeah,
FCC.
Royalties. JR's going to come in and.
We're going to get in trouble now.
You're going to pay this guy $500. All right.
It's not 500. Like 8 cents.
All right. I can cover that.
All right, let's well, we got Chris Rose coming up at the bottom of the hour, but we have a contestant on the line, so let's get to it. It is time for a Throwback Thursday game of real or fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
Real or Fake is brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we almost gave Dylan a heart attack when Paulie answered the phone and said, Dylan, would you like to play Take on Woods? Forgetting that it was Thursday. Dylan, you do not want to play Take on Woods, do you?
Not at all. I know Woods' track record.
Well, you don't have to beat him. In fact, you can actually ask for his help today in our Throwback Thursday game. If you can separate real from fake 4 out of 7 times, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing. It is a trip for 2 to see Sammy Hagar in Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to his March 20th show at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM, and a $100 gas card. Check out Sammy's residency in Las Vegas. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Now, this is much more my speed, a little sportsy for you, Dylan, today on Real or Fake. The San Diego Clippers open their home schedule tomorrow night at Front Wave Arena. So I thought we'd dive into the G League for today's game. I'll give you a team name, Dylan. You tell me if they are a real member of the NBA G League or a fake. I've thrown in to fool you. All NBA teams have a G League affiliate. I will give you the nickname. You tell me real or fake. Dylan, you ready to play?
Have you lost your mind, by the way?
Do it.
Have we done this one before?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's been at least a year, I promise you.
All right.
And I probably did different ones. And the team names change every year, too.
It's true.
All right, you ready, Dylan? Round one. The Go-Go, real or fake?
That sounds fake.
That sounds fake.
is real.
Oh.
The Capital City Go-Go, G League affiliate of the Washington Wizards. All right, that's all right. We have plenty of time to bounce back. Let's go round number 2. The Egrets, real or fake? The Egrets.
I'll go fake again on that.
Same.
Oh, I thought I might get you on that one. Oh, Pelicans, Egrets. Nope, that is fake. You are correct. All right, that's 1. Let's see if we can get 3 more. Round number 3. The Blue Coats, real or fake G League team, Dylan?
Blue Coats, I'll say fake again.
That one is real. They are the Delaware Blue Coats, G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers. All right, that's 1 and 2. We need to get going here. Round number 4. The Hustle, real or fake, Dylan? The Hustle.
Also sounds like women's NBA. I'll say fake.
Real. The Memphis Hustle. They're the Memphis Grizzlies affiliate. They actually play across the border in Mississippi. All right, we are in trouble now. We need to get the rest correct, I believe. The last 3.
Are you a hustler?
You're a hustler.
I like that.
Do the hustle. All right, here we go. Round number 5. The Quarter Horses. Real or fake? The Quarter Horses.
Quarter horses, I've never heard of. I'll say fake.
That is fake. I thought that was clever of me. Like NBA, they have quarters and the quarter horses. Never mind. All right, we got 2 left.
By
You
the
need
way,
to get them both right.
I thought that was clever of me.
Round number 6. The Sky Force. Real or fake, Dylan? The Sky Force.
Can I ask Woods on this?
I don't know. I fell asleep during this segment. I think it's real.
He says real. Dylan, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll go with his take. Real.
Real. Yeah, the Sioux Falls Sky Force, G League affiliate for the Miami Heat. Can you imagine, like,
Sioux
I get to
Falls
play
to
in Miami.
Miami?
Oh, no.
No, you're
we're
gonna-
sending you to Sioux Falls instead. I wanted to play in Miami.
Yeah, you're
LA, Oceanside,
No,
okay.
yeah,
You're going to Iowa. Sorry, buddy. God.
South Beach?
No, I
or
swear to God, I'm on the Heat.
Iowa.
I'm not on the Heat now, but I eventually the Miami Heat. Like you're in Iowa. You're at a bar in Iowa.
All right, finally, for all the marbles, here we go. Round 7. The Squadron, real or fake G League team. Dylan, this is to determine whether you win or lose.
Well, I've been going fake, so let's go with real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Squadron. They are actually the G League affiliate of the New Orleans Pelicans. Congratulations, Dylan. You have pulled it out of the fire and qualified for our grand prize
Well
drawing.
done.
Stay on the line, Paulie. I'll get your information coming up during our break. Were you that bored by the G League?
Yeah.
First game tomorrow night at Front Wave Arena for the San Diego Clippers.
So my wife wants to take the kids out to one.
Second
Need to
season.
Get up there. But I'm like, if we're gonna go there, let's just go to the Intuit Dome.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
here's why. You go to the Intuit Dome, you're going to spend, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but it's
$1,000 and sit up in the nosebleeds.
They've
It's
never been
cool.
to an
It's
NBA game.
Apparently a cool arena.
I heard it's
Or
incredible.
You can sit up real close at Front Wave Arena, no bad seats, and see players who probably are, well, from your kids' eyes, just as good
That's
as NBA
true.
players.
That's true.
I don't know. I think it's a kind of a fun
Take 'em
family
to
night
San Diego
out.
State.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
to.
Gotta find a
Take 'em to an
weekend
Aztecs.
game.
Tickets
though.
are harder to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got like the Tuesday, 7:30, 8
Yeah,
o'clock tip
that's not
off.
happening, my friend. Is it $1,000 to watch the Clippers?
Well, I mean, family
For
of
good
4,
seats?
Intuit Dome,
Yeah,
decent
I heard
seats.
Front Wave's
Yeah.
incredible. So yeah, that'd be fun.
I
Yeah,
mean, we
take
went
them.
to-
They don't know any better.
Parking,
Yeah.
everything, the drive up there. I mean, it's it's not cheap. It's
don't-
not as expensive, I think, as like a Lakers game.
Yeah,
but
yeah, for sure.
the new arena, I would like to check that out.
I
I've
heard
not
it's
been there.
incredible.
Pretty technologically in advanced and amazing.
I've honestly never been to a bad basketball arena. Never. Basketball and hockey, those arenas, I've never been to a bad one. I love a sports arena.
Really?
I love it. When I was working SEALs, I mean, look, is it modern? No, but walking through the tunnels and like, oh, here's Led Zeppelin that played here. It's badass. I still Well, I used to. I retired, but would get a charge walking into the sports arena. I just like that size of arena.
I did.
Great.
I loved going as a kid to the sports arena. I love going to hockey games when it's like cold,
yeah,
chilly in there, and they have it freezing for a Gulls game.
So
you walk in
cool.
there, you better wear a sweater. I do like that.
I like it as well.
Arena
I wish we had an NBA team here. That'd be fun.
All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, Chris Rose, our friend, talking baseball and more. What's going on at the general managers meetings? What's going on with his favorite team, the Guardians? If he's got some thoughts on Craig Stammen as well, that is all coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
If you didn't get the message the last time we talked about 7 Mile Casino, we're going to talk about it again. It is San Diego's closest, best card room. It is right down the 5 freeway in Chula Vista. You're going to walk in. You're going to like it. You're going to feel comfortable there. I know, because I was a little nervous the first time I walked in. Is this place going to be up to standards? More than up to standards. Blew my mind, actually, when I walked in and went, well, this place is actually really, really nice.
Yeah, if it's good enough for Ben Higgins, it's certainly good enough for you out there. He loves it. I love it. It's a really comfortable place to sit and play some California-style blackjack, some Texas Hold'em, some Pai Gow, some Baccarat. Best part, just 7 minutes from downtown. So it's very, very close, and it's very easy to get to.
Mentioned with the rain coming, you're looking for an indoor activity this weekend. It's a great spot. You also want to avoid the long drive out to the other casinos and card rooms in town. Can get treacherous out there on those drives. The 5 freeway, pretty simple. You get off right at E. You're on Bay Boulevard. That's the west side of the freeway. Stay there. You get views of San Diego Bay, the Silver Strand, Coronado from the patio there. It's covered, so even on a rainy day, you can enjoy it at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Just a reminder, this holiday season, too many San Diegans will go hungry. Join 97.3 The Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Go to 97.3thefan, sd.com/food fund and give today. Got our friend Chris Rose standing by to talk a little baseball and more. You know, he's also with the NFL Network, so if you wanted to talk some football, Woods, you absolutely could. We'll get to him right after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the San Diego District Attorney's Office. Still a few trouble spots out here, guys. New crash the coastline southbound 5 past Cannon. Looks like you may have 1 or 2 left lanes blocked on that one. Also reports of a crash on the Grape Street on-ramp to southbound 5. Accident southbound 163 at the Ash Street off-ramp. Couple vehicles involved in that. Westbound King Freeway just before Bancroft. Watch out for what looks like some bales of hay in the 2 right lanes. Workers' comp fraud costs us all. Fake claims and premium scams drain $34 billion a year. That means nearly $1,000 more per worker and higher prices for everyone. Workers' comp fraud hurts us all. See it, report it, stop it. Learn more at SanDiegoDA.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, it's a conversation we always look forward to. Joining us right now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline from John Boy Media, host of Dugout Discussions, Baseball Today, and, of course, from the NFL Network, Chris Rose, with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Chris, it is always a pleasure to have you on.
Boys, where you been? I've been waiting.
Well,
we've been busy with new manager, you know.
Yeah, the
usual, as we say here in San Diego.
One of your former, your team, the Guards, Craig Stammen, was a member of the Indians and, wanted to play with Ruben Niebla, and we have Ruben now, and now it's all come full circle, Chris. And, interesting hire, certainly, amongst a bunch of interesting hires, I'd say, so far this offseason. What's been the most interesting one for you?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious what they're doing in San Francisco.
Yeah.
First time in terms of Tony Vitello going straight from college to the show without any playing, coaching, managerial experience. Obviously, that's going to be the one to watch, but it has been a fairly interesting cycle. I mean, Skip Schumacher was the first one to go, and I think everybody expected him to land somewhere, certainly with, with more than a quarter of the teams changing leadership. Walt Weiss, I think going to Atlanta felt like a safe pick. I've known Walt a long time, and I'm never going to say anything bad because he's like a 7-time black belt. So I don't want him to kick my ass the next time I see him. He wouldn't have to be a 7-time black belt in order to pull that off, by the way, just to let you know. I'm not going to be the favorite in a lot of fights. 0-3 all time. Last one I lost to Don Chocote when I was 15 years old on the school bus. I've moved on from that, obviously.
Clearly.
But, yeah. I don't know. How are people feeling down there about Mr. Stammen?
A little bit of both, right? You see people going, "Oh, that's a super safe hire." You see people going, I think what my theory was, he wasn't one of the candidates mentioned, right? Niebla, Nick Hundley, and Albert Pujols. So you start dreaming on an Albert Pujols and what he looks like in the brown and gold. And then they go, it's actually going to be Craig Stammen. I think people were taken aback when they heard it. I know I was in line at Space Mountain for my son's birthday when I saw the news, and my initial reaction was, what the F? That was my first reaction because I couldn't believe it, because I had kind of talked myself into, future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols.
Yeah, I'm wondering, what did they talk about for 9.5 hours where it didn't go right? Couldn't you have cut it off and after 90 minutes and been like, yeah, I guess we're good, guys. Just not going to work out. Instead, 9.5 hours. Shouldn't somebody have saved the other side from this date?
Right.
Don't people still do that? Don't they call after check in after a while, see how it's going? It's either it's going great, or it's miserable. Save me. Tell them I have another managerial interview or something. I don't know.
Chris, I think one of the criticisms that a lot of teams have gotten with their managerial hires is, well, that's just a yes man for the front office, just an extension of the front office. And our response has been, well, yeah,
exactly.
I mean, who's going to hire a manager who doesn't believe in the vision of the front office and isn't going to be on board with, the rope that everybody's pulling on? I don't know what fans are expecting to get someone who's going to come in and upend everything. That's just not how baseball works nowadays.
But it also works like this, Chris, and I think you can attest to this. Every single manager, there's no Earl Weavers or Jim Lelands anymore. Every single manager is, in fact, a yes man who works in concert with the general manager, the president of baseball operations.
Right, including Dave Roberts.
I can't think of one that doesn't.
Right. I mean, the game's changed significantly. If you're not on the same page, then there's an issue. I mean, I don't know how frequently every manager is meeting with their front office. It wouldn't surprise me if it's virtually a daily basis to go over stuff. And that's okay. I mean, I still feel like the best managers in the league have a human pulse on their team. And I think that is where they would carry some sort of weight. It's interesting. The managers of the year were announced on Tuesday, and it's obviously the hardest one to decide because you don't know exactly what a Stephen Vogt and a Pat Murphy do. We feel like we know from the outside that a guy like Vogt was able to take a team which, even though it won 4 fewer games from a year ago, was not nearly as talented as the 2024 version, that he was able to cut it back a 15-game deficit, that he was able to do it when 2 of his pitchers got pulled for a gambling investigation. So we think that he did a great job. We're not 100% sure, but it certainly seemed that way. And then with Pat Murphy, there wasn't one person that picked them to be the best team in baseball throughout the regular season. So heck, he must have done a great job. It still is going to come back on these players and how well they do, how well they perform, if they can find any starting pitching in San Diego, and if they can stay healthy. And if not, Craig Stammen can be the best manager ever, and they're still only going to get 83 wins if things don't go right.
Let me ask you about Stephen Vogt, talking to Chris Rose here. And Vogt, of course, like Craig Stammen, basically finished his career and then jumped right into managing. That's a good endorsement there with the success he's had early on. But what were maybe some of the learning curve issues that he had in jumping so quickly from a playing career into a managerial career that you saw?
Well, first and foremost, I've known Stephen a long time. I mean, he really kind of burst onto our radar on Intentional Talk when he dressed up in the NBA ref's outfit and ended up getting a bobblehead out of it where he was doing all these great calls that he does. So we knew about his personality and everything. And then I would have him on the show I used to do, the Rose Rotation. And this is still while he was playing. So I forget if he was in Arizona or in Atlanta at the time, or maybe San Francisco, wherever it was. He was telling me that on nights where he was not playing, that he was sitting next to the manager. So he was getting his PhD in Managerial 101, So he was learning. He was doing everything but creating the final decision. So he was utilizing that. And I thought that was kind of I remember having him on. I want to say he was in Arizona. And I said, hey, Stephen, I don't wish this on anybody, but if somebody got fired tomorrow, could you be the manager of a team? And he said, I sure as heck would like to try to fail and fall flat on my face, because I think I could do it. And so I imagine that Stammen has some of those, attributes, emotions, thoughts about his ability to get it done. So what do I think that Steven struggles with? I think he struggles with a lot of the same stuff that every manager does. I mean, whether it's platooning, essentially it's platooning and pulling guys too early.
Yeah.
Like that's about it. And even we were crushing Tony La Russa at the end of his tenure, not the one in Chicago again, not Chicago Part 2, but when he was still winning World Series in St. Louis, we were killing one of the geniuses of the sport. So, that stuff's you have to expect that with Stammen. Although I do think he's got one of the best guys in Ruben Niebla, and the fact that Stammen spent his entire career in the bullpen should help him significantly.
Yeah, I think that's a really measured take about it. As well, Chris. Talking to Chris Rose here on Ben and Woods this morning, and I had to ask you, dude. You mentioned Ortiz and Clase. As a Guards fan, we've been through our fair share of stuff with players, right? Guys suspended, 80 games here and there. It's really, really tough. It's a black mark on the franchise, whatever you want to call it. But for the fans, it's just embarrassing. You just feel embarrassed. You're like, man, this is just more fodder for other teams. And but this is kind of a symptom of a bigger problem in baseball. Kind of wanted to get your thoughts on what's happened with Clase and Luis Ortiz.
I'm not embarrassed as a Cleveland fan. I'm really not. I mean, what are you supposed to do? People do different stuff on their own time. And do I think that they were trying to lose games? No. Do I think that if these allegations are spot on, that they're morons because they don't understand risk versus reward?
Sure.
Yes. And I wish that the Guardians had listened to me last offseason when I wanted to trade Clase. It could have been somebody else's problem. But maybe they'll finally call me and talk to me about what they should do in the offseason instead of ignoring my calls.
I picture the idea of you calling up there. It's Chris Rose. I want to talk to somebody right now.
Absolutely.
I want to talk to someone.
Guys.
Yeah.
I've got the line to Commissioner Gordon somewhere in there. Bigger issue. I don't think so. And listen, this has been going on for decades and decades in professional sports. Is it easier now because it's the push of a button on a phone or text message? Absolutely. But you're either have a sickness or don't care, or you don't. I mean, we all know when we get involved in these sports, and as an NFL employee, there are rules and regulations for me. I can't step foot in a sports book in Las Vegas. I'm not allowed to walk into one. Forget about placing a bet. I can't walk into one.
That's tough because sometimes they're right in the middle and you've got to kind of walk around it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Guys, it's called extra steps. Just go ahead. I don't care whether you got a Whoop or an Apple Watch or wherever direction you're going. Just add to it. It's fine. That's the way I look at it, at least. And so you know what you're dealing with. And at the end of the day, people make whatever ridiculous decisions they do. And if these guys are going to get nailed by the feds, they're going to end up costing themselves tens of millions of dollars and their freedom. I mean, I'm sorry, if you can't figure out a way to get help and stay away from that side of the business, then that's on you. I mean, I personally think that you should have access to it. We can have this discussion all day, right? I mean, we at John Boy Media, we have a contract with DraftKings I'm not going to run from that. But at the same time, there's regulations for alcohol. There's regulations for weed in this state. I mean, when there are regulations, there are regulations. It just means you've got to abide by them.
Yep, I'm a big personal responsibility too. For me, I haven't placed a bet in 6 months because my wife said, I don't think it looks good in front of the kids. And I go, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I stopped. And I wasn't sick though, right? I didn't have to do it. I don't miss it. I will say watching football now is different for me than it was before. But I'm also not at the T-ball game screaming, at kids and looking at my phone going, oh, great, Vikings didn't cover. Fantastic. You know what I mean? It's freed me up in so many ways. But, man, there are people out there that's like, and then what they do to athletes. But like you said, it's always existed. There are vices out there should you choose to engage in them. It's on you, in my opinion. Like, you have to make that decision. I did want to commend you, too. I was flipping around the other day. NFL Network was on, and I go, I know that guy. You're so good at baseball talk. We love having you on to talk baseball. You're so good at talking NFL. So good. You were so fantastic on Sunday. I coach. I do all this stuff on Sundays. I get about 15 minutes of the NFL. That's about all I'm allowed on a Sunday when it's all said and done. What's your favorite storyline right now in the NFL?
I love what the Colts have done this year and the Patriots. I don't know how that fan base dealt with years and years of being at the bottom of the AFC East. What did that last? About 2 years?
Right.
3 years? I don't know how they kept their strength and stability through it all, through the end of the Brady era and now being back with Drake May and Mike Vrabel. It's a credit to those fine people up in New England that they were able to persevere and push through.
They've had it rough.
Yeah, I'll have my tongue surgically removed from my cheek after this interview's done. But they're pretty impressive too, because I actually called 2 Patriots games last year, and they had 2 of the worst position groups I have ever seen up close. Their offensive line and their wide receiver room was atrocious. I was like, holy smokes, is this Division III football? I'm like, is this Middlebury College or something instead of watching a pro team in Foxborough? But they've really turned things around, and I love what the Colts have done. I love their new trio of Irsay daughters running this club the way that they have. There's a great column on ESPN that I read yesterday about them, and really, really well done. And Jonathan Taylor is, if you can't vote for a non-quarterback to win MVP this year, I don't know when you're going to do it again, because he's been great. And Daniel Jones, the last 2 weeks, 7 turnovers. It makes you have a little PTSD from his Giants days, but he's done a really nice job. And then I do think the best team in football resides here in Los Angeles. I think the Rams are fantastic, and they've got a huge one against Seattle that's kind of going to be lost in a late window because it's not the national game. So you'll have to tune in to NFL Network. Make sure you do it 4:30 Pacific, and then again right after the Sunday night game.
I've seen power rankings, 1-2, Rams, Seahawks, or in either order, maybe a matchup of the best 2 teams in football this weekend.
Could be. I mean, they really kind of mirror each other in terms of their strength. Their defenses are really, really good. When you think Rams teams in the McVay era, you think high-flying offense. And, yes, Stafford is playing at an MVP level, but that defense, both that and McDonald's defense in Seattle are fantastic. They can get after the passer. They can force turnovers. They're fast. They're young. They're really, really good, both of those teams.
Chris, really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. As I said, thank you so much for your time this morning.
You're the best, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, boys. Let's do it again soon. Thank you.
You got
Chris Rose on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Emmanuel Classe. All right, we will come back. Rattle Report, Football Threesome. We got more football talk on the way. Get you ready for the weekend. If you didn't get enough from Chris Rose right there. Last hour of Ben and Woods coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. totally break with the rules of this show because we have breaking San Diego Padres news. Huge news.
Huge news.
Kevin Acee, and I believe we're getting a statement from the San Diego Padres as well. If you've been following along, I don't know if it's going to come as a complete shock to you, but according to Kevin Acee of the San Diego Union Tribune, the Seidler family has decided to explore the potential sale of the San Diego Padres.
It's big news.
Big news, obviously. We will be talking about the potential ramifications of that. This is almost 2 years to the day when Peter Seidler passed away. And, of course, there have been litigation, between Sheil Seidler, the Seidler family, about the future control of the San Diego Padres. I don't think it's too much of a leap to assume that, some of that has to do with the decision to explore a potential sale of the San Diego Padres. Moving forward, do we know exactly who is interested in buying the team? I'm sure there will be a number of potential interested buyers in the San Diego Padres, but we are processing this information as we speak. Kevin Acee just posted an article just moments ago with some of the details. We have not even read it yet.
I'm just opening it right now.
I first saw it in the chat. Purple, thanks for breaking the news in the chat. You are the star of the day, my friend. All right, let's see.
All right, well, you start reading. I still have to announce our biggest fan of the day. So we still have business to take care of, but we will be reacting here over the next hour, throw everything out the window, and talking about the potential sale of the San Diego Padres. Congratulations, though, our biggest fan, who is going to have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and qualify for a night in the suite. Yes, the Padres will continue to go on playing baseball at Petco Park. Despite this news, I don't think it's panic-inducing. 833-288-0973. Kay Lawson from San Diego and the Tier 1 stream. Kay Lawson, you are on the clock. 833-288-0973. Call back in the next 10 minutes. We'll put your name into the drawing for the 20 tickets the night in the Odyssey Suite for a Padres game this upcoming season.
I mean, this was always kind of in the back of your mind after Peter Seidler passed away. And then with the lawsuit that came down, it was always in the back of everyone's mind in San Diego. I think, people saying, how is this going to work, right? You can't have a lawsuit that is going to, potentially splinter a franchise, right? But then John was named the owner. And, no one really knew, like, is this what he wanted? We know how Peter felt about the San Diego Padres. We know that. Very, very clear.
Yes. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is no matter how much, and we've seen it with other teams and other cities and other owners, sure, it's very difficult to pass a business of this size just on to family members. No matter how much you may want it, you can go to Trust and Will you want on this one. This is a tough one to figure out for the future. And ultimately, many other families who have owned professional sports franchises, which are largely now owned by corporations, the ones that are owned by families often do end up having to sell when the primary, head of the family passes away. This is not completely out of left field or unusual.
Okay, so here we go. Per Kevin Acee's article, a preliminary value of the team, according to a source familiar with discussions regarding the sale, is estimated at $1.8 billion with a B. That price would include the assumption of about $300 million in debt, more than $150 million in paybacks to owners for 2 cash infusions made in recent years. So that price includes that. Price is ultimately whatever a buyer is willing to pay. The Rays were sold for $1.7 billion. The Baltimore Orioles sold last year for $1.73. Wow. So it's on the block, essentially, listening to offers. So I think the immediate fan reaction is, are people upset by this? Are they saddened by it? I mean, it makes me a little sad because
I think there's certainly reason to be saddened by what looks like the end of the Seidler legacy, especially Peter Seidler's legacy with the team.
But I feel like Peter's legacy will always be here. I feel like his legacy is cemented.
I mean, it's Peter Seidler way.
Peter Seidler way. Like,
that ain't changing.
Like Peter Seidler will never be forgotten with the San Diego Padres, ever. Right?
Of course.
Certainly not by me.
Of course. No, I mean, we still talk about, Ray Kroc, and that was, 40 years ago.
But that said, the next person, the next group, whatever it may be, they have to have the same commitment to winning as Peter did. And I think it's even fair to say, it's fair to question, did the Seidler family without Peter have the same commitment to winning that Peter Seidler did? It's a high bar. He set a very high bar. So if somebody comes in that is like, I want to compete. I want to compete with, the big dogs. That could ultimately be a good thing. It's got to be the right fit, right? It's got to be the right fit for San Diego and the person with the money to do it.
I know there's going to be some fans who throw out, what if the new owner wants to move the team to, I don't know, Sacramento? I would just throw out a city out there. Well, they already have a team. Never mind.
Who would want to do
Portland.
that?
I don't think that really is even something anyone would consider. Petco Park is top 10 in revenue, top 3 in attendance every single year. San Diego has proven to be an unbelievable baseball market and is ripe for the expansion with what SDFC is doing and selling out their matches. San Diego is the place where people want to get to, not leave. So I can't imagine there'd be any consideration of anyone wanting to take the team anywhere else. They have a lease at Petco Park that still runs for many years as well. It's the premier ballpark in America. You're buying all those things. The reason you're paying, premium dollars for the Padres, $1.8 billion or whatever they're looking for, is to purchase those things. You don't give up on those things. So the new owner is going to want to be here in San Diego and is going to want to continue to put a winning product on the field that keeps fans coming through the turnstiles at Petco Park.
I'm not worried at all about relocation. I'm really not. You can call me naive or whatever. Like I that is not a concern. My only concern with a new owner is, are you ready to spend money? That's really it. Like, are you willing to spend money to compete with, the big dogs up in LA, what San Francisco is currently going to do?
That's like the only
That's
thing
like the only thing I care. I really like the only thing I care about from a new ownership is great. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, that's how you made your money. Great. How much of it are you willing to spend? How much are you willing to put back into the team? Peter spoiled it for all of us. He spoiled us. Ron did too. Ron spent money. Like there's a progression here that as a fan, I want to make sure continues. And I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's fair. Wow. It's big news.
That's like shocking still to see it in print.
The Padres have just issued their statement in response to the story. I will read it for you here today. The Seidler family today announced it has decided to initiate a formal process to explore strategic options for the San Diego Padres, including a potential sale of the franchise. This decision follows months of careful consideration, consultation with trusted advisors. John Seidler, chairman of the Padres, said, quote, "The family has decided to begin a process of evaluating our future with the Padres, including a potential sale of the franchise. We will undertake this process with integrity and professionalism in a way that honors Peter's legacy and love for the Padres and lays the foundation for the franchise's long-term success. During the process, and as we prepare for the 2026 season, the Padres will continue to focus on its players, employees, fans, and community while putting every resource into winning a World Series championship. We remain fully committed to this team, its fans, and the San Diego community." That's the quote from John Seidler in the release that was just sent by the San Diego Padres. They also say they do not intend to comment further until the process has concluded, which...
until it's over.
These are generally not quick processes between, a bidding process between potential buyers, all the way through, financing and then approval by Major League Baseball and the rest of the owners. This is something that generally takes months, not days or weeks. So this will be something that we follow throughout the course of the 2026 season. You don't expect something to happen right away, like by spring training. I think that would be shockingly fast if it happened that quickly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, but you
might have identified a buyer by then.
I was thinking.
But yeah.
Like you. What's the process on something like this take? A year?
Yeah, it could be but the start to the complete finish and transfer of control of the team could be a year.
But you know who's buying it, or who's interested. I mean, there'll be plenty of names, I'm sure, thrown out of groups and whatnot. There's probably guys scrambling right now to get a group together.
So, trying to play this all out in my head here. So, a year from now will be mid-November of 2026. We'll be 2 weeks out from a potential lockout. Does that if you're a prospective buyer of a sports team that's their league is looking at a lockout potentially, like within weeks of you taking over.
Interesting timing.
Does that make it
think
easier?
I think if you can buy a baseball team, I don't think you
people
worry
with
about
that
it.
much money
Yeah,
are
I don't
looking.
That's what I'm.
20 years into the future,
Right.
not 3 months into the future. It's either good investment, not a good investment. And remember, this is also an ego investment for a lot of billionaires. It's not necessarily a path to make money. They've already
bragging rights.
made tons of money. A lot of them get into it because they want to win a championship. Yeah, Paulie, they want to have bragging rights. They want to compete against their other fellow billionaires to be able to say, yeah, I won this trophy at the end of the year. It's a very, very rich person's plaything. And that's the kind of owner, frankly, you kind of want. You want someone who comes in and wants to do it because they want to win, not because they're trying to squeeze, dollars and cents out of that business.
That's the only thing that scares me, honestly, is the only thing that scares me is, but again, like what owners have bought teams recently that have come in recently, like in the last few years, and come in and said, we're going to try to do this on the cheap. Is that a possibility that it happens? Sure. Which would be a bummer. But
the Orioles?
He just took over.
Weren't they supposed to be like the saviors though? And it's just been kind of, I don't know.
They were.
I'm trying to think. Who else has been sold? The Nationals?
They didn't spend a lot of money in their first year. I don't know. I mean, I guess obviously everybody's different.
But can you keep the train rolling in the same direction?
That's the
key.
That's the key. And I'm seeing some comments in the chat, like, oh, well, a new owner will come in and trade all the big contracts. No, I think a new owner wants to win. I mean, is it possible? Sure, absolutely. But
you're not really even allowed to.
You can't.
No trade clauses carry
for a
over
reason.
to new owners, and the contracts are the contracts.
I think look, you can look at it any way you want to. We have no information. If you said, hey, so and so's buying the team and he's got a buttload of money, I'm pretty excited about it. But if it's like, we're having a hard time and can't find a buyer, I think there's going to be a list of buyers, and who's the right one? It's got to be a person that loves San Diego and loves the Padres and wants to come in and compete.
Well, I'm going to say that the owner probably comes from outside of San Diego.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a ton of billionaires necessarily in San Diego that are looking to buy a baseball team. One of them, Joe Tsai, who owns the I have no idea if he's at all interested. He already owns a basketball team that's pretty pricey. That would be a lot to get into. But everyone who comes to San Diego loves San Diego.
Sure.
I mean, it's not a hard place to love, and you don't have to come far to decide you want to make San Diego your home and community in the future. So, obviously, huge news that will shape the future of San Diego. I think at this moment, you think about Peter Seidler's legacy, and I liked what you said. Nothing changes his legacy going forward. And quite frankly, his legacy, unfortunately, ended when he passed away. It's been different, with the lawsuit.
Well, that's not how legacy works, but.
Well, no, I know. But I mean, if you wanted to, he wanted to continue the legacy into the future with his, his kids going forward, but that was never really happening, as you could tell between the lawsuit that was filed and everything going on, that it was never going to be exactly the way he wanted it to be going into the future. So, a lot of probably thought gone into this, and neither of us shocked by the news today.
No.
We were wondering when it might happen.
Yeah, not shocked.
But not necessarily if it was eventually going to happen.
Nope. A lot of practical questions in there too. Would everybody feel better if AJ signed an extension today? Does this preclude him from coming back? He's still got a year on his deal, so he doesn't have to talk contract until next year, right?
True.
Our deal expires the same time AJ Preller's does. We could all three be free agents together for 2-on-2 basketball team.
I would think if there's any impact on the baseball team, I believe the Padres when they say they still want to win this year. I mean, it's good for business to keep putting a winning team on the field. I would be surprised if they added any long-term commitments.
They may spend some money.
They may spend some money. I would imagine it'll be shorter-term deals.
No more 10 for 3.
Yeah, the last thing when you're trying to sell a team is add another $250 million 8-year contract. for a pitcher. So we never expected him to go after a Framber Valdez, in free agency, but I don't think those kind of deals would make a ton of sense when you're trying to sell the team. But there's plenty of pitchers out there, the ones they were probably already targeting, who are, 1 year with an option, play, an opt-out or 2-year deals, shorter term deals that would still go after what the Padres are looking for this offseason. But that's what we always kind of expected them to do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking news. It's shocking news in that it just came out. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. It's weird. I'm shocked by it, but I'm not surprised. Does that make sense? Because as soon as Peter passed away, I thought, oh man, how does this continue in that same vein? I mean, we really got spoiled by Peter Seidler and what he was willing to and wanted to do for this team. And we need to get back there. We need to get back to feeling spoiled and wanting to be in and should be in on every free agent. That's my dream. That's my pipe dream, is that's what they get back to that spot.
There will be close eyes on every move they make this offseason. Of course, there was always going to be incredibly close eyes. We're going to follow every move breathlessly throughout the offseason, as we always do. We will probably run them through a filter now as well. As how does this impact a potential sale? Does this decision have anything to do with the fact that the Padres are up for sale? That's just natural. That's going to be part of the conversation now going forward.
Do we know? I'm trying to go through some of Kevin's story here. Like, do we know, are they looking for like a full sale? Are they looking to still have, sell a majority ownership, but still have some stake?
Did not see that. Again, I need to go through. Maybe we'll take a time out here for a quick check.
The largest stake is held by the Peter Seidler Trust, of which Sheila Seidler and her 3 children are the beneficiaries. So they have the largest stake at 24%. Seidler family, including Peter's mother, siblings, and other relatives, collectively controls about 20% of the team. The remaining portion of the ownership is split between 8 to 10 other separate stakeholders.
That's people like Alfred Harpaloo from Mexico City.
So are they splitting? The 24% is separate from the 20%. So 44% of the team ownership belongs to
some sort of Seidler.
The Seidler.
I would imagine that all of the ownership is probably together in this. Now, we've seen, I believe, when the Padres were sold, when Ron Fowler was a minority owner, he became more of an owner.
Yeah.
It's possible that one of the minority owners will be interested in bidding on the team as a potential future owner as well. That's never out of the question in sales like this, where, hey, I've only owned 6% of the team, but I've got the ability to put together a group and increase that. So in that sense,
it does say there is a minority owner who owns 10%. That is in the process of selling his portion.
But I would imagine,
that 10% makes him one of the largest single stakeholders.
Right.
Most of the owners, I would imagine, are all kind of on board with the Seidlers. So that's over 50% right there. If they're all, and we haven't heard from Shield's side of this as well. Obviously, anything the Padres say comes from the siblings, John Seidler, and that side of the family. We've yet to hear about Shields and the kids' side of the family, and I assume they will probably put out a statement through their attorneys as well at some point about their take on the sale as well.
It's like, is this good news, bad news, or just news?
Unfortunately, and nobody ever wants to say it, and it's hard to do in this business. Just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, honestly, I think you'd be foolish one way or the other to be like, oh my God, this is the greatest day for the San Diego Padres franchise, or this is the worst and we're cooked, beyond belief. I think that's the answer is going to fall somewhere in the middle. But again, until, what if they come in and they're like, hey, Joe Blow, who's a multi-billionaire, wants to be in baseball.
Blow Industries, yeah.
Blow Industries.
Absolutely.
Huge money in Blow Industries. Wants to come in and take over the team. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. And, if he's a Steve Cohen type that's like, I'm just here to write checks and win baseball games. Who's mad at that? I'm not. But there is a flip side to that coin. There's a flip side to that coin.
And if Jeff Morad comes back and goes, hey, I got $12 and
let's make some money.
Let's see if we can make some money. I'm not going to be as happy about it.
There's the mixed reaction. And I think, honestly, I think mixed reaction is the best way to feel right now. You can feel any way you want. But I think
that if you use your logical brain, it was going to be very hard for a split Seidler family to, in perpetuity, continue to invest huge money in the team.
Yeah.
Without total agreement from Shield's side, the brother's side. Going forward, it was going to become more and more difficult to pull off what they've pulled off pretty spectacularly over the last couple of years, and that is put a winning product on the field, focus on the fans and what's going on despite everything behind the scenes. In that sense, it may end up being kind of a relief in the long run for fans to have a new owner coming in that may have some more stability into the future.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's take a quick time out. We will continue to read details on the breaking news this morning. The San Diego Padres exploring a potential sale of the franchise. You heard it here, 97.3 The Fan, flagship station. Will be back after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. Speaking of sales, I sold all my weight off thanks to SDFatLoss.com.
Right, you don't have to do it.
I don't have to.
Time.
I try.
I know. You didn't have to
Sometimes
do
that was a bit of a stretch.
No.
I used the program to lose 40 pounds in 60 days and keep the weight off now going on almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in just a few months that I have kept all my weight off thanks to SDFatLoss.com. The program is based on eating real foods, stuff you get from the grocery store. They don't make you buy any shakes or bars or any of their prepackaged meals. No, you make your own food. And I actually love that because I could pick what I wanted, things like chicken and steak, make it the way I wanted, followed their kind of guidelines, ate when, how much they said, and I lost the weight fast. Up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight is what you can expect. If that sounds good to you, now is the time to sign up because SD Fat Loss is having a huge holiday sale. Get over $400 off if you act fast. Limited space for that, but get $400 off. Act fast. Set up your free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. Decide before December 31st, and you can take advantage of the great holiday special. No exercise, no injections necessary, just sustainable, fast weight loss at SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, breaking news again here on 97.3 The Fan. The Padres are exploring a potential sale of the franchise. What does it mean? We're reacting here and probably will be all day long on the flagship station, 97.3 The Fan. That means we're going to bump our football threesome, which is fair. We've already bumped our Rindle Report to continue to focus on a major story, one of the biggest stories probably of the year now in San Diego. 2025.
A decade, my friend.
Yeah, decade. That's fair. So, again, the quote here, this is from AC's piece and echoed in the statement released by the San Diego Padres. If the process leads to a new owner, the family is committed to finding a new owner of the franchise that shares Peter's visions for the team. A source familiar with the Seidler family's thinking said Wednesday, and that's what we're hearing from the franchise as well. Continues on. The best way to establish a foundation for the club's long-term success is to look at options for the franchise, including a potential new standard bearer who shares Peter's values and goals for the franchise. I guess that means if you really want to give a generous reading of what's going on, is that the Seidlers feel like their ownership is not in the best future interest of the San Diego Padres. With the way things stand, with their finances, with the split and the lawsuit in the family, that it would actually harm the Padres more for them to keep owning the team rather than selling to someone else. I think that's a very high-minded way of phrasing it, but that's kind of the spin that they're putting on this. The Padres feel like the franchise will be in better hands if we find a good owner going forward rather than try to continue to do this ourselves with the way things have gone the last couple of years.
Well, I mean, and the pending lawsuit is hanging over everyone, right? There are people that need to be paid,
including Sheil Seidler. One
That's
way or
the
another,
the number one.
She owns 24%, and the kids own 24% of the team. That's about, based on the potential sale, around $400 million, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, that's money that, you know, we're told the Seidler family does not have.
Right.
They don't have that access to that kind of funds to buy her out.
So it is.
She also, I believe, does not have the kind of funds to buy out
them out.
the rest of the family.
So you're at a bit of an impasse here, right? And
they would either need to buy out her 20%, or she would have to buy out their 20%.
20, yeah, exactly.
20 and 24, yeah.
Her 24% or their 20% for either to have really full control.
Right.
No one has 50% control of the team. The 24%, the majority right now, and the control person is obviously the Seidler siblings, but they can't ignore a 20% owner of the team. That's a huge investor in their team that they either have to buy out or make a full owner with voting privileges. And right now they're in lawsuit against each other. That's not tenable going forward.
Yeah, that can't last going forward. So, you know, obviously we haven't heard anything from Sheil. We don't have a statement from her yet. So I don't want to comment on that until I see something from her. But if you own that much of the team, do you not also have to sign off on them selling it? You will at some point.
Yeah,
yes. You have a stake in the team and they're selling it and you can't buy it all, then you have to sign off on it. So
I think if my math is right, 20% of 1.8 billion is the estimated value.
Yeah.
It's like $360 million. Okay. More for the 24% side. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of dough. Stadium owned by the city. That's right.
Leases runs through 2034 with the city of San Diego.
2037.
2037. So it's the mid 2030s for sure.
Yeah, mid 2030s.
So at least another decade or so.
Okay.
But no one would want to leave that place. Again, Petco Park is where, you know, most teams would kill to have a stadium in a downtown area like Petco Park, with the kind of fan and revenues that they're generating at the ballpark. Yeah, the TV situation, but that could change in a couple of years with Major League Baseball, with a new collective bargaining agreement. The Padres could be in a much better television footing as well for a new owner going forward. San Diego may be one of the most attractive markets between Petco Park and a new potential national TV deal. San Diego could be a top 5 market in all of baseball.
Does ownership dictate anything on the TV deal?
1/30 of the vote in Major League Baseball right now, but
like a potential new owner doesn't come in and be like, by the way, we got a new awesome TV deal now in San Diego.
That doesn't exist. That there's no awesome
the network
TV
isn't in San Diego.
It just doesn't exist. Yes, there's no outlet that's going to come in and
the infrastructure
they're waiting
is
for a new
physically
owner.
not
Yeah,
there.
it's just not there.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard too through the grapevine that after the lockout, after MLB takes control of those teams, Ben, without TV deals or with middling TV deals, that the Padres could benefit greatly from that. That's a hope. Here's the problem, and I think this is what a lot of people are going through right now. It's the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown is the scariest part.
Sure.
It's the absolute scariest part. And your brain is wired to think the worst of, you know, they're going to sell it and they're going to sell it to an awful buyer, you know, and that awful buyer is going to come in and lord over Petco Park and only want to scrimp and save and wring as much money as he can out of the team. I can't tell you that's not going to happen. Based on their statement, it's not what they want.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't. No, you're right.
The logical part of my brain
doesn't make a lot of sense.
There's no reason why the Padres wouldn't want to keep the product looking good.
Sure.
Bringing Pete fans into the ballpark.
Correct.
That makes the sale price higher, more attractive for a future owner.
But again,
they're going to want to continue to invest this year.
The unknown.
And then a new owner, why would they get into baseball just to tear down what is a really good thing? It probably will want to add to it. Honestly, if I'm a new owner and I'm coming in, I don't want to just say, oh, yeah, but I don't want to do anything with it. I'm going to probably want to add to whatever they have. I mean, my logical part of my brain.
You would not. We know that. But Paulie and I, if we had the team, we would absolutely do that.
I can tell you Ben would be a different person if he had, $12 billion.
I don't think so.
I think I
don't think
I
you
would be.
I still don't think you'd be buying $880 shirt.
He'd have the Costco executive card.
I definitely would have the top level Costco card.
Wow. Yeah, the National. Okay, it's a good point. Nationals tore it down when they sold 3 years ago. That's true.
They had already torn it down after the World Series.
They had torn it down after the World Series. Yeah.
Padres fans, are you okay with tearing it down after they win the World Series a little bit to rebuild?
Absolutely.
Probably.
Let's win a World Series first, though. The fear of the unknown. That's what's messing with you right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We've had a pretty good thing, a really good thing with Peter Stein.
Yeah, a great thing.
That was already gone, though. Now we're looking for the next, hopefully, good thing.
Yep.
For the San Diego Padres going forward.
I wish I had money. I'd buy it for you guys. I really would.
I think you would.
I would.
The Ben and Woods Padres?
Yeah, I would do it. No, I was just San Diego Padres.
Well, we got a gold stream tonight. If every gold member chips in
$700,000, we could probably pull this off. If every gold stream member chips in $700,000, I can buy the team.
Right, we'll set that up tonight. You
Rob
guys can
Manfred
all...
like to introduce the new owners of the San Diego Padres, the Tier 1 Gold Stream members from the Ben and Woods show. I can't even afford my car repair.
Yeah, Satan's Blowfish's AJ contract on the line too. Again, he's got a year left. He's got a year left on his deal. So he's here. Unless there's another gig that he wants and he doesn't want to stay a part of it. I keep hearing, Dennis Lynn was reporting as of yesterday, this deal's getting done, an extension for AJ Preller. So if that makes you feel any better, D-Lynn reporting it yesterday. I don't know that this changes much.
I mean, the new owner may be a fan and want AJ forever,
but
the new owner may
it
have
could
different
be,
thoughts. But
what's the longest this could take? It's San Diego, so the red tape is pretty gnarly here to do anything. Could it take 5 years?
No.
Could it take 3
I mean,
years?
with the lawsuit, if the lawsuit becomes an issue, it could take several years. Like if it's a normal sale,
I hope that's not
I'm
the
thinking
case.
by the end of next year at the latest.
Yeah. So Padres selling the team, exploring selling the team. Again, I don't think it's cold. I don't think it's something where my guess, just an educated guess, Ben, would be they've had calls. You guys interested in selling?
Yeah.
Interested in selling? You're interested in selling.
Fortunately, they probably got calls fairly shortly after Peter passed.
Probably there were people who were wondering, how long do I have to wait for the family
Yes.
to
How long should I wait?
deal with this before I actually make a call? Because generally billionaires, they don't wait for you to say, okay, now it's time. They take action themselves.
Yeah, Ryan says, unless it's a mega rich like Ballmer, I'm nervous. Yeah, of course. We all have 5-6 names in our heads of like, wouldn't that be a dream for that guy to buy the San Diego Padres and want to come in and compete? You're going to need to find somebody that's committed to winning, though. This fan base deserves it. This city deserves it, frankly. And yeah, that's bottom line, like bottom baseline. This city deserves it. This fan base deserves it. Find the right owner that's willing to spend some money. Keep this thing rolling.
All right. Seeing some reaction. We can go through some of your reaction in the chat. Final segment of Ben and Woods after a quick timeout. The breaking news again this morning, the Padres exploring a potential sale. We're talking about it right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Final segment of Ben and Woods. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Can we smoke in here? Because I think I could use a nice fresh Marlboro Ultra Light.
I'm trying to separate.
Back in the 70s, they could, right? The 80s, you could just, if I was just having a rough morning, I was, you know what? I'm going to go to the emergency pack.
I don't even think it was that long. Like, probably not even that long ago. You could
fire up a heater and a little bit of, what would you like? A little Scotch on the rocks? Neat? Makers on the rocks? Makers neat? I could use a cocktail right now. I feel like I need a shower and a cigarette. Weird.
I'm trying to separate. Oh, let's check traffic. Last time a traffic, and then we'll. I want to separate the real. From the
fake.
Real or fake?
No,
some
not
of you tune in for the
genuine reactions from the overreactions that I'm seeing.
No. I don't think you can. I think
there's some overreactions. I think some very genuine reactions as well.
I think you got to give it 24 hours.
Well, I think there's a couple of things that I've seen that are a bit silly.
Well, I did see one. Somebody said, "Well, say goodbye to your banana pudding. It's now just going to be instant vanilla pudding."
I didn't even think about the banana pudding.
I will riot.
But do it after traffic here on 97.
Maybe do it tomorrow is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Got a few things wrapping up our morning drive, guys. Northbound side of the 805 near 43rd. There is a collision over to the right shoulder. A couple vehicles involved in that. Also, watch out for a roll of carpeting reported in middle lanes and southbound 15 just before the 163. Got a little guardrail repair going on westbound 52 at the south 805 connector. Looks like they've had to do a hard closure on that. And South 5 coastline just past Cannon. We've got this accident in the clearing stage, moving that out of the fast lane. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, Robert says, when the H is Ben going to give away the Aztec tickets? Fine. I did promise that, so let's do it right now.
Please don't say H again.
I'm sorry. I just if call now 833-288-0973. Fifth caller going to win a pair of tickets to Saturday's game at Snapdragon Stadium, San Diego State, Boise State. First place on the line in the Mountain West. Get your tickets at goaztecs.com. Yes, it's a big game. We talked about it earlier. You can win your tickets now. 833-288-0973. I am just trying to go through the reaction in our chat. I think real reaction, sadness for Peter Seidler's children and what he wanted.
Yeah.
He clearly wanted to be able to pass the team along to his kids, future generations of Seidlers. It looks like that no longer is a possibility. And I think it's very reasonable to be sad about that. It's not what Peter wanted ultimately long term. Overreaction? Padres are moving to Pasadena because the Rose Bowl needs a new tenant. It's the Padres. There's no reason to even think that they would want any new owner would ever want to move the Padres, nor could even move the Padres.
Carson,
if they wanted to
play a couple years in Carson, hear me out.
Build a new stadium.
Couple years in Carson, have somebody else build a new stadium, then you go play when they don't play there. How about that?
Doesn't make any sense at all. With the potential change
hey,
in the
listen,
Padres
there's
TV
no bad
deals and
ideas
everything.
in brainstorming here.
Right. To me, that's a massive overreaction. Padres are going to remain in San Diego with a new owner because one of the best things about buying the Padres is that they are in San Diego. You don't buy a good thing just to wreck it. You buy a good thing because it's a good thing. And Adam came in during the break and made a good point. Padres could be one of the most, you know how the difference between buying a fixer-upper. You buy a house, hey, the price tag is low, and I got to put a lot of work into it, and it may be 6 months before I can move in, but I'm willing to put in all that work. Padres are a move-in ready house. They have a roster, they have a stadium, they have a fan base, they have a CEO, they have a president of baseball operations that may be extended, any day now. If I am looking to take over a team that I don't want to build from scratch, I want a team that's ready to win and already has the things in place. The Padres are not a fixer-upper. Padres are a move-in ready Major League Baseball organization, and that's going to appeal to some buyers. Might even drive the price up a little bit for some of the buyers who are looking for something that they don't want to wait 5 years to put together a new team. They want a team that looks like it's ready to go, and that's the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, there's no question. It's an attractive place and it's an attractive team, but it's just got to be the right. It's got to be the right person. It's got to be the right person with the right bank account and the right.
Like if Bob Nutting said today, I was selling the Pirates, I wouldn't even be that concerned. Beautiful stadium, great history there for sure, and that would be much more concerning than the San Diego Padres.
We actually know somebody that was thinking about buying the Pirates. There's a lot to like.
And I don't think they were going to move them either.
No,
that's just not. I don't think that's something that.
No, I don't. The reload thing.
Yeah, I think that's a massive overreaction.
Yeah,
it's not somewhere I even want to go direction wise because it doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't. It's not very logical. Then
I
again,
think reasonable reaction, like, okay, they say they still want to invest in winning,
but will they?
How far can they really go?
How far will they go?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable reaction. Overreaction is going to be a fire sale right now.
They can't.
They can't. First of all, they just can't. There's no
logical path to do it. Really,
they said yesterday that they're not trading Fernando Tatis Jr., who would be the only person if they could convince him to waive a no trade clause that they could.
Right,
which they're not going to. There's no fire sale. That's not happening either. They have a ready to go roster. They have pretty much every lineup spot set.
Almost.
They need a couple of starting pitchers and maybe one more bat in the offseason. They'll add to that. AJ Preller wants to win. It doesn't do him any good to not win. Whatever he does in the future, he wants to win this year too. And he will continue to try to put a winning team on the field this year. So to me, reasonable reaction versus overreaction right now with this move that is very fresh and very raw, I understand, for the entire fan base, including us, including us.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's, I think, you can look at it any way you want. I'm going to choose to, I guess, I just want something that happens smoothly. I don't want this to be long and drawn out. I think that is very tough on a fan base and tough on a team's mettle. I do. Smooth transition, the right owner, let the chips fall where they may. That's all I can. That's all I can hope for, right?
I do think that it's going to be a while now. You know, they said this is the last comment on it until essentially
until
the sale's over.
Done. So the funny thing is, though, is now we were going to be watching them pretty closely anyway, because you sell out 71 games last year. You got to run this thing back. You got to keep up this continued success. That's what the fan base deserves. So if you don't spend money this offseason, everyone's obviously going to say, oh, well, I knew that. It's going to just making it look pretty for the new ownership group or whatever. You got to spend money. You have to. That was always going to be the case this offseason. You got to spend money. At least now we know if they don't, why they're not.
Let me ask you a question. And this is, you can answer it however you like. Has ownership betrayed you at all yet?
Betrayed me personally?
As a fan? Have they... Do you feel like they have done anything to betray your fandom? I don't think so yet.
No, I don't.
Will we watch? See what happens this year? Sure. But we all knew what the expectations were for this offseason. I'm keeping my same expectations. Padres need to address pitching, need to add a bat to the lineup. That's what I'm watching for this offseason. I mean, last season they didn't do anything until the end when they signed Nick Pivetta. Turned out okay.
Temperatures turned up though, because now there's even more uncertainty, at least here in San Diego, beyond the 2026 season. You got the whole league has uncertainty with the lockout.
Yeah.
But now there's so much more hyper local uncertainty.
Welcome to
got to win it next year, man.
Welcome to the great unknown, everyone. Enjoy the ride.
Glad that we were with you this morning.
That was fun. Is that what you said?
I was
for a Friday edition of Ben and Woods tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Look to see you all back bright and early. For Paulie Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Midday show coming up next here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.